All right. Good morning, everybody. Today's date is August 13th, 2022. This is a regular meeting of the members of the State Liquor Authority being conducted in the New York City office with video conferencing to our offices in Albany and Buffalo. Present today are Chairman Bradley, Commissioner Fan, and Commissioner Ford. Staff in attendance, Acting General Counsel Michael Amarato, Deputy Commissioner of Licensing Donahue, and myself, Secretary Roper. This meeting is also being live streamed on the authority's YouTube channel. The next meeting dates are August 31st and September 14th. While in the meeting room, please silence your mobile phones and take any phone calls or conversations outside. No food or drinks. And if you're in New York City, the public restrooms are located on the second floor. Items will be called in the order they are signed in, first in Buffalo, then Albany, and then in New York City. When your item is called, please approach the podium, identify yourself. Representatives should also identify their clients who are present. Chairman, do you have any announcements?
Yeah, just that everyone was made aware last meeting that Gary Meyerhoff is no longer our counsel. Mike Amaretto will be our acting counsel for the time being. So if you need our counsel's office, Mike's the man to talk to.
Congratulations. First item is in Buffalo. That's 1252 1979 Designs, Inc.
Hi, I'm Carolyn Grinnell. I'm representing Jason Wood of 1979 Designs.
Is he aware of the history at this place, the previous history?
Yes, sir.
And what's he going to do to make sure that doesn't happen?
So if you recall from our recent submissions, Mr. Wood has no relation to the previous licensee. You know, there's no business connection, no relation whatsoever. In addition to that, just the entire space has been renovated. Mr. Wood has completely gutted it and changed the look of it completely. And in addition to how it looks completely different and its energy will be very different, its method of operation will be honestly completely different. It'll be a much higher price point. The focus, it's seating room only. Its focus is on education of customers and on high-end craft cocktails. So it's very different than everything like that, with the focus on, you know, security and not having a packed bar how it previously was.
It only has an occupancy of 30 anyway, right?
Correct.
And what's the when does he anticipate the dancing happening and where?
No dancing. That was an error of mine. I just included that.
Okay.
There will be no dancing. I apologize for that, sir.
What kind of live music is it?
I guess it will be very infrequent. It's just it was just for a possibility. It would be acoustic, very infrequent. Just on the off chance that was something that a customer wanted or we wanted to do, that it's in that regard.
Okay.
And when you're offering classes, is it the whole space is closing or it's a section? Is it considered a private event?
No, it'll be a ticketed event, but it will remain open to the public, or in the space it will be during regular business hours, just in addition to everything in a designated space to the side.
Okay.
But
And Mr. Wood is teaching the classes or he's hiring someone to teach the classes?
I'll be teaching the classes.
Oh, cool. Okay. So your hours are?
If I remember correctly, I apologize.
You may not have put them in the application. That's why
They're
that may be
not-
why she's asking.
Right.
Okay,
They're not-
okay, great.
What hours are you open to?
Yeah, I would be only open till about 12:30 at night. I definitely don't want to be open late. I've been in the industry for 20 plus years and nothing good happens after midnight usually, so
Do you have a lunch service or no?
no lunch service.
Okay.
So
Alright.
if we gave you to 1 o'clock, would that work?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, when I first looked at the pictures in your initial application, which was filed a while ago, I thought, wow, this place looks like a disaster. And then when I saw your photos in the supplemental, I think you've done an incredible job with the place. It looks great.
Thank you so much. It's been a labor. It's just my wife and I doing the build out. So, and we both work full time as well. So it's been a pain, but very, very happy to have it where it's at and so proud of the work that we've both done.
Yeah, well, nice job.
Thank you very much.
All right, Donald, I think we're ready.
All right, Commissioner Fan?
Okay, I'm going to vote to approve with the following conditions. I'm going to do 2 a.m. across the board, recorded and live music. I'm gonna put security guard as needed. And I'm gonna say no private events, but you're obviously allowed to have classes during work hours, and no promoters.
Just saying, no private events means you don't close the whole venue down for a private event.
Okay. Are we
know-
able to do private events before opening hours? Or I mean a private class per se, like if we do it before the regular posted hours?
Well, that's what I asked you before, if you were doing, so you are doing private, you are planning to do private events.
Good morning. This is Chanel McCarthy. I apologize for being late. I was in court earlier. I'm the partner at McCarthy Williams and also counsel here to Mr. Wood. With regard to the private events, they would be of the same nature relative to the classes. They would not be late night events. They would be small group events, a bridal shower or a, sort of a specialty event with the cocktail teaching and that sort of thing. These are not going to be private parties or the thing that you're thinking of with regard to promoters or things like that.
Are these going to be just events connected to the classes he's giving?
Yeah, it would just be us doing about 12 people at a time. And being private is only because of people being able to understand what I'm saying and hear me over a crowd or anything. So if it's 12 people, they're intently listening, more or less an hour and a half of me just talking about spirits and how they're made and also how cocktails are crafted and the easier ways to do things at home so they can be educated.
Yeah, I mean, I'm,
That's fine.
That's fine.
that's,
Just give them
yeah,
private.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess it's unlimited private events under our definition, which I'm fine with.
Well, do
Yeah.
you
I
want
would
no
just say-
private events except for his classes? Or just,
I think you can have private events, just no promoters. You know what we're talking about.
Absolutely not. Yeah. No
Yeah,
promoters.
this isn't a risk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's good. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Commissioner Ford, are you okay with that? Yep, I believe.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and I'll vote to approve under the same conditions.
I vote to approve on the same conditions as well. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Good day. Next item in Buffalo is 1213. That's SUZI Q's Liquor and Booze LLC. 1213.
Good morning.
Morning.
Are you the app? Can you put your name on the record?
Yes, my name is Yolanda Priester. I'm here in regards to a license for SUZI Q's Liquor and Booze in Rochester, New York.
Where's your lawyer?
I don't have a lawyer.
Mr. Hamilton,
Mr. Hamilton actually just prepared the paperwork for me. I don't think he's actually a lawyer.
Oh, okay, okay.
Just helped me with the preparation of the paperwork.
Okay. So tell us why you want a liquor store.
I've lived in the neighborhood in this community all my life. I'm 50 years old and I wanted to start a business of my own. And I know this liquor store was previously in our community for over 50 years. And when I saw the opportunity to open a liquor store there or open a business there, I thought the liquor store would be great to revitalize that building and that establishment.
So there was a liquor store in this location?
There was.
Yeah,
the last one moved to a new location.
about a tenth of a mile away.
It moved to a 10th of a mile away.
Yes, which vacated these premises.
So you know the store that was there that just moved, and it's literally a 5-minute walk or less.
Yes, I didn't actually know that that was in this establishment. I didn't know that store was there. I know that there is a new store that is open down the street in a plaza, as a matter of fact, yeah. But I did not know that was.
It's 600 feet. It's 600 feet away from you.
Yes, I understand that. I think the establishment here at 666 would be a safer location for the neighborhood. The building or the store that is open down the street, it is in a plaza and it is established. It's an establishment with other businesses, which creates a lot of loitering and there's been quite a bit of violence down there. So, and in quite across the community, of course. But in this location, it would be easier for customers to get in and out, and as well as it's in a location, although it's only 600 feet away, there are other businesses or establishments right in that same location, diagonal to that, that are that has been proven to be more successful, and they're run and owned and operated by our city councilman as well. There are 2 barbershops and a restaurant, and this location I think would just be a safer location as far as the community that lives there, because it's very hard getting in and out of that.
You're also going to continue working full-time in TV?
I'm going to, yes, for the moment, for the time being. So I'm going to, yes, try and hire someone to help me manage the store, because I get out of work at, I'll be able to get out at 4, and then I can
Okay.
go into the store then.
And you plan on a bulletproof configuration too, correct?
Yes, sir.
I don't know.
Is this closest store the one that moved? Or is
No,
it, that's
no.
a new store.
The one that moved 2 miles away. It's not one of the closest.
So the closest store we just opened.
Yes.
And last year.
Yes.
And there's been a lot going on in that plaza in that last year. There's been even a murder in that plaza itself in the last year. So I know that the community, I know myself would not go into that plaza to frequent that business. So I think it would be good for the community if we could open a business that was there and the same type of business that the community was used to for the last over 50 years.
You actually disapproved it and then on reconsideration, approved it. That closes.
This is for Tom's Liquor Store.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't have any protests here.
No, well, we didn't get any responses. Other than one. No, we didn't get any. Closest. You didn't protest.
And the other store just to the south of them, their license just expired.
That could just be a late one. That just happened. Are you familiar with the liquor store on 900 Genesee Street?
No, I'm not.
I just went back and looked. You actually, the reason for the reconsideration was that the store here moved away, which what you didn't
So we
know.
replaced it.
Yes.
We looked at Tom's as a replacement.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. All right.
Members ready to vote?
Yeah, I think so, Don.
Commissioner Fan?
I just don't have enough information. One way or another. I don't have any protests. I'm gonna have to vote to approve.
Commissioner Ford?
I don't really see a great need here, but on the other hand, as Commissioner Fan has said, no one has protested. And there is another store in the area whose license has just expired. So I can't act on what may happen with that. We're gonna have to decide upon what is already transpired. I'm not particularly happy about it being bulletproof, but based on public convenience and advantage, I think I'll vote to approve as well.
Chairman Bradley?
I'll vote to approve, and most of my approval is based on the fact that none of the surrounding liquor stores felt the need to respond to our request for information.
You've been approved.
Thank you so much.
Yep. Have a good day.
Thank you, you too.
All right, and Nancy, that's it for Buffalo, correct?
Correct. No one else in Buffalo.
All right, if you could leave the stream open till 10:30, and then you can shut it down. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
All right, so we're going to move to Albany. The first item is 1208. That's Family Fun Factory of CNY LLC.
Okay, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I'm Robert Romano. I'm here with Joseph Bellamonte, who is the principal. We're here to answer any questions, concerns you may have regarding this application. As you know, Mr. Bellamonte had licenses previously. He had a license that was canceled in 2016, I believe. This particular location, he opened up under temporary permits over 6 months ago without incident. It is a beer and wine license only. It is similar to a Chuck E. Cheese type of atmosphere. Chuck E. Cheese has 1,500 locations with wine and beer. He's in Albany.
If he can say something.
Do we need to keep
Yeah,
Buffalo open?
Well, if the applicant says something, it'll.
Can you just introduce himself?
Yeah,
Mr. Belmonte?
Yeah, I'm here.
should switch to him.
Okay, go ahead. I don't need to see him.
Okay. So, again, this has been operating for 6 months without incident. I don't see any reason to believe that it wouldn't continue to
What
do
are
so.
his hours?
He closes at 8 p.m. During the week, 9 p.m. weekends. I mean, this is a milquetoast application.
Okay.
Do we know why the license got canceled in 2016?
Yeah, you have all this.
I believe it
He
was-
actually- He had a license that was revoked back in 2003, and then the license
Right.
that was canceled. Right, so
This,
the one that was revoked, you'll see it's the warehouse.
Yeah, I
And then Space 26 was canceled for security guards, fights, focal point.
Push the mic back a bit.
No, don't touch it. Don't touch it.
No, don't.
Our fault, but don't touch the mic.
What kind of
Just
business,
Don't.
what kind of business was the warehouse of Utica?
Joe,
That was a regular full liquor license establishment bar in 2002, 2003 that predominantly operated, weekend hours.
Okay.
It was a huge nightclub.
this is a very different
Yeah, no,
type.
I know. I'm just
I remember.
crossing our T's. Yeah.
I remember the warehouse. So, you know what concerns us here is the fact that you didn't mention any of this, in your application.
I can address that.
Okay.
I personally spoke to the preparer,
Yeah.
and he explained to me that Mr. Belamonte had explained that he had canceled, given back licenses, didn't get into detail with it. He didn't realize, he figured it was over 5 years ago, didn't think he had to get into it. And for that, I guess there's a little sharing of the blame. But
I mean, the questions on the application are pretty clear. Have you been canceled or revoked?
and
And he said, I don't remember
I
what
know, and
happened.
this has been addressed, and he was reconsidered, I believe. And again, 6 months clean, no issues, and all those incidents happened over 5 years ago, 6 years ago. And, the business model needs beer and wine.
Yeah, the business model also suggests that maybe he needs a scanner. So
That he can
do
do
you
that.
want to go discuss with him?
I don't believe that would be a problem. Mr. Belmonte, would you agree to put a scanner in, age scanner?
But like an actual one that you actually use, not just have it, but
Right.
one that you actually use every time a sale happens.
I guess I'm not familiar with what scanner you're referring to, like a license scanner?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. I'm sure alongside of our point of sale, there has to be some of it. I mean, I'm sure that's an easy add-on to any of our point of sale registers.
Okay.
Would agree to that.
And it's recorded background music only?
I don't
Is there a
even-
DJ? Do you have a
No.
DJ in there?
No, there's no DJ. We run, believe it or not, you might find it kind of funny. We run Kids Bop and Disney off of different streaming surfaces through the facility.
Goes perfectly with the beer.
It was for the parents, so again.
The beer, the parents drop their kids off, they go have a glass of wine.
Okay.
Let's go. We're ready,
All right.
Don.
All right, Commissioner Fan.
I'll vote to approve 11 p.m.
He closes at 9 at the
I'll
latest.
go to 11, but you need
Okay,
to use a
thank you.
scanner.
That's fine.
Commissioner Ford.
The history at the warehouse and bank place was pretty egregious, but this is quite the departure from the type of businesses and type of crowds that those places attracted. This is family wholesome. Is it right on the strip, or is it behind in the back, or within that interior section?
We're right inside of a former Planet Fitness location, so it's right inside of the shopping plaza.
Right, okay, all right. I'm going to vote to approve on the basis of providing a scanner as well. And you can stay open to 11 as well, as Commissioner Fan
I'll
has
vote
stated.
to approve under the same conditions.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good luck.
Paul, is our next item there? The people for our next item?
We do not have anyone else in for it.
Can you
There's no
gather
one
the-
signed in.
No, can you gather the people for the next item?
Oh, okay, will do.
Thank you. All right, while we're waiting for that, we'll go
Have
to,
something to read?
and it should be included.
There's a resolution.
Oh, in the computer?
Oh, well, never mind. All right, go ahead. Next item is 1279B.
We can't see you, Lorraine.
You gotta get in front of the camera, Lorraine.
You can't hide.
Deliberate. Can you see me now?
We can.
Oh, yes.
Good.
So this is a resolution in recognition of Lorraine Maloney upon her retirement from the SLA. And we have I believe you have the plaque right there, is that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Now Lorraine has been with us for 24 years, which is amazing. And I'm going to read from the resolution. Whereas Lorraine Maloney is retiring after more than 24 years of service with the State Liquor Authority, and where Lorraine began her state employment with the Department of Taxation and Finance and joined the State Liquor Authority's Licensing Bureau in 1998, and whereas Lorraine has held numerous positions in the agency, most recently as a licensing examiner 1 since 2016, whereas a valuable member of the permit team, Lorraine has come to the rescue of many weddings, fundraising events, when applications were filed late or with missing documents, whereas Lorraine is always the first to step up and lend a hand, such as collecting for adopt-a-family efforts or for the employee pool for the lottery, which is Lorraine's biggest hobby, and I wish we won it before she left, but we will keep it going after she's gone. Whereas Lorraine is well known both by her coworkers and those in the industry for her dedication to her duties, her work ethic, and her willingness to assist others, it is hereby resolved on behalf of ourselves and the entire staff of the authority that we hereby acknowledge the exemplary service of Lorraine Maloney to this agency and to extend to her and her family our sincere appreciation for her many years of service to the State Liquor Authority, and to extend to her our best wishes for a healthy, fulfilling, and long-lived retirement. And it is hereby further resolved that this resolution shall be formally entered upon the minutes of this meeting, and that forthwith a copy of this resolution shall be provided to Lorraine Maloney. On top of that, I have been working here for almost 8 years, and I have seen Lorraine pretty much every day I've been here, and I'm sure she does have bad days, but you would never know it when you run into her. She has a extremely positive disposition, and I don't think there's anyone that's loved more by her coworkers, at the SLA at least, than she is. So best of luck, and I know I'm gonna miss you. And I'm sure everyone else will too.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All the
It's
best.
been my pleasure to work here. And I'm gonna miss it very, very much.
Now go back to work, Lorraine.
And I'm gonna miss Tom too, and he'll miss me, but he won't admit it.
There's no doubt about that.
You're gonna miss Tom?
We're gonna have to find somebody else that can rib him like you do.
You thank you.
I do thank you all.
Thank you.
Best of luck.
Bye-bye.
All right, Paula, thank you. And thank you, Jody, also. You can close out video.
Hi, y'all. All right.
All right. So now we're moving to items in New York City. First is 1247, Sub-Zero Yonkers, Inc.
Hello again, everyone. Robert Romano. I'm here now with Joshua Arsham, who is one of the two principals, as well as Joshua Rosas, who is the executive chef of the premise. You had asked for him to appear. He is here. I do want to point out, I submitted a amended financial disclosure. I noticed last night there was a typo. There was a number missing on the renovation improvement costs. I submitted that late yesterday. to show that 90,000. There was a blank space where the 9 should have been. We showed where the $5,000 that Mr. Arsham put into the premise came from. The menu is identical to the menu you asked me to amend, with the exception of removing the prices and adding the TBD, the prices to be determined. That is the menu that was in question last time. That is the food they intend to offer. Obviously not at the prices that had been on the previous menu, which was done, I guess, the format that they used, or the program they used when creating the menu, put those in. In hearing everything going on previously and concerns with late night hours, I would like to offer a 2 a.m. closing. If this is approved, there would be no private events, no promoters, security is needed, and we could have scanners would be utilized if you so desire, but that's not the type of atmosphere they really are looking to express.
I mean, that's the issue I have with this, and it's not with your clients.
Right.
It's that obviously the place has been a major problem.
We understand.
6 licenses in 19 years, 2 of which were canceled. And they indicate that they want to attract a different clientele and have a different type of place. Great.
Mm-hmm.
They have the same exact method of operation as the ones we've canceled. So I don't know how you expect to attract a different clientele. The chef, because
chef.
he's having, because what jumps out at me is the DJ at a restaurant.
Well, a DJ is just basically these days is.
Well, no, it can be that, but it also can be a guy up in a booth that's playing house music.
No, it's not gonna
That's not what they're looking to do. That's not what and if Mr. Roses can explain where he's worked and the type of food he's
go ahead.
looking to offer.
So, how you guys doing? I'll be the executive chef of Sub-Zero. I have about 7 years of cooking experience. I have done different types of cuisine. I've been honored to work under Michelin-star chefs such as Chef Masa. I've worked in large groups such as Tao Hospitality and Quality
Tell me your
Hospitality.
name again.
Joshua Rosas.
Okay.
And I intend to actually bring different clientele through the menu, to be fair with you. I'm familiar with the area in Yonkers and what they offer and what they have available. And I, myself, I'm Hispanic. I see a Hispanic crowd there. But I would like to elevate the food a little bit, have a little different twist on the menu. As you can see, a lot of the dishes are Hispanic. However, they do have a little twist to them to reflect the background that my cooking history. I've worked on the line and I've ran kitchens for quite a few years, and hopefully with this menu, actually what I intend to do with this menu is actually bring a completely different crowd and a different experience to Yonkers, to be fair with you.
So you're the business owner, and then you have a partner.
Correct.
But that Josh is not here.
His name's
It's
Jonathan.
Jonathan.
Yeah, he's not here at the moment.
So you guys are both Josh, and
Yeah.
there's a Jonathan who's
There's a
not here.
Jonathan who appeared last time.
Okay, I see. And where's he now?
He was unable. He's either
Yeah.
trying to reach him.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be here.
That's fine.
Okay, got it.
All right. So 2 o'clock you're good with?
But you're the one who was putting in the
just put in
money.
5,000.
You put in the 5,000. The guy who was here last time is the one who's funding the bulk of this,
Yeah.
and you're working there.
And you're going to work there too?
Yes.
But it concerns me that the guy who's funding it is now not MIA.
No, I don't think he's MIA. I think he's having an emergency right now.
And he was here last
He was
time.
here before. I did speak to him last night. He was planning on coming, so.
He was here before.
And he's not working there.
He'll be there, but I don't think he's gonna be there all the time because he has other business.
But you're going to be there every day.
Yeah.
And you're obviously going to be there every day. All right, Donald.
Commissioner Fan?
This is,
They're saying no, so if it is, then they pay for it down the road. I mean, the last cancellation was due to COVID stuff. It wasn't disorderly premise.
And you have no relation to any of those other
No.
previous licenses. What hours are you guys looking to get?
Say that again.
What hours are you guys looking to have?
We were planning on opening at 12 and closing around 12.
So you're doing lunch?
Yeah.
Okay, Donald, I think we're,
Noon to midnight across the board, that's what you're asking for?
oh, I mean, no, we're gonna give them two,
All
yes.
right.
Last evening.
I'm gonna give them two, I don't know what you guys do.
I'll give you them what you give them.
All right, I'll do it. I'm gonna vote to approve 1 to 2 security as needed. Principal to what, your Jonathan? Josh.
Josh.
Is a principal. He'll manage 2 a.m. closing, recorded DJ and jukebox. No promoters. Be private. You're gonna close for private events or no?
Oh, I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Not often. I mean,
Not often.
Like one a month?
If it comes
Yeah,
about, yeah.
if that's even,
So
yeah.
12 a year.
That's fine.
I'll go with chairman.
And Commissioner Ford.
I'll go with the same.
Good luck.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up is 1250. That's Tubtown Brewing LLC.
Hello again, everybody. Robert Romano, and I'm here with Mark and Robert Conrad. They are the principals, sole principals, well, both of them the only principals of Tubtown Brewing. They come to you. They had been previously denied.
Yeah, so the guy that got arrested is no longer part of this
Nothing
deal?
to do with it. They
So
have their
you're
own.
just you two guys now?
Correct.
That had to be a hard conversation.
Understatement.
They're family members, right?
That's even worse.
You go stand in the back.
I've had those
Go
conversations.
stand in the back.
All right, I have no problem.
I am okay. I'm gonna vote to approve.
Commissioner Ford.
You have an impressive list of references, so I'm going to vote to approve as well.
I have to say that thank you very much, everybody. They're also happen to be very impressive individually.
How long did it take to grow that?
4 years or so.
How long?
About 4 years or so.
We got to get you a guitar, man.
Spins.
Good luck.
Thank you. I told you.
I tried, and my wife said I have to shave, so that's
He
why
said
I-
no. She said no. She said no.
Got too long.
That's good, because I would have told you to shave.
What? Next is 1212. It's the Hidden Barrel LLC.
We're opposition.
Your opposition?
Yeah.
I believe Tom McCallan also signed in for this. Is he here? That's 1212, the Hidden Barrel LLC.
All right, let's give him a little while.
Okay.
We usually don't start this till 11, right? I mean,
Once we have the
30,
room.
okay. Yeah, we'll second call it.
Next is 1236, Main Restaurant and Lounge Inc.
1236.
1236. That's also Bob.
Where'd he go?
Bob Romano. You have 1236.
Sorry.
Yep.
Forgive me. Thank you. This is a conditional no contest plea. Robert Romano for Main Restaurant and Lounge. It is a no contest plea of a monetary penalty in the amount of $3,000 in satisfaction of all charges.
Let me just ask one question, Tom. Were we aware there's a DJ booth in this joint?
See.
That's been removed now,
Oh,
correct?
it has
It's been removed.
Oh, all right.
I would have made a note
No,
on-
I don't care then.
on myself
Okay,
for this, I
I'll
haven't.
accept.
Thank you.
I'll accept.
Accept.
Thank you very much.
1215. That's a request for a declaratory ruling, the 67 Liquor Shop Inc.
Good morning. Francis Buscemi for the licensee. With me today is Bernard Weiser. He is the principal of 67 Liquor Shop. This is a request for a declaratory ruling concerning an internet platform where the store would be partnering with a non-licensee That's for the internet platform, which would be run by 67 Gourmet LLC. 67 Gourmet LLC is also owned by Mr. Weiser. The 67 Gourmet LLC has a licensed warehouse at 194 Columbus Avenue. And the concept is that 67 Gourmet LLC, which does business at 67gourmet.com, would have the internet platform on which gourmet foods and alcoholic beverages would be sold. I think it's a pretty straightforward method of operation, which the Liquor Authority has seen numerous times over the years. An order would come in on the internet platform. If it's an alcoholic beverage order, that would go specifically to the liquor store for fulfillment. The liquor store would have discretion on what is fulfilling, to accept or deny the order. It would have full discretion on what alcoholic beverage products are being sold. And as I said, Mr. Weiser is the owner of both of these, the sole owner.
So how does it have the discretion to deny an order if the grocery store part of it is the one collecting all the money?
Well, we have two ways of doing that, and that's what we're leaving to. We can go either way with that. They're not collecting the money until after the order is fulfilled.
Okay.
And again, that's the only difference in the two methods of operation that we propose. One would be, and look, we didn't want any perception that the liquor store was engaging in a secondary business. None of the gourmet food items are being sold or processed at the liquor store. Orders are not being fulfilled at the liquor store. That's at a separate location at 194th. And what happens is the order is split. And the customer will see, if it's ordering liquor, it will see 67 liquor shop, or its trade name, 67wine.com, will come up as the entity that's selling the alcoholic beverage.
The only issue I have with this is the liquor store website can't advertise the food. The food website can advertise the liquor.
Right, absolutely.
Is the liquor store going to have a website or no? Its own?
Yeah, they've had for years. Mr. Weiss is
just going to use that the way
that's just completely separate and apart from the gourmet website. This operation is specifically the platform of 67gourmet.com, period.
Okay. And then the revenue for the liquor is basically just passed through the gourmet company back to the liquor store.
The platform takes nothing.
How frequently is that going to happen? Daily or
No,
hours?
weekly or bi-weekly.
Have we done that long?
I don't think so, but I have to defer.
How does the fresh director?
Because there has to be an accounting. You can't just.
I mean, realistically, I don't think anyone can do it on a daily basis.
Yeah, I mean, my understanding of how this usually works with other companies is that when when it comes up on the transaction, it actually comes up grocery and alcohol separate.
And this will.
Correct.
And this will.
So
there'll be two separate receipts generated to the consumer, so they see who they're purchasing from.
Doesn't actually come into the gourmet.
Right.
No, the money is going into the gourmet account, and you're going to pass it through.
Exactly.
But on the back end, I think the transaction is actually two separate
Yeah,
transactions.
it is.
Yeah. And then it's just that money will periodically be sent over without any fee being taken by gourmet. So 100% of the alcoholic beverage sale goes to the liquor store business.
The gourmet site can be another point of advertising for the liquor store, right?
And it's selling gourmet food products.
Right.
Commissioner.
But the liquor store cannot be a point of sale for the gourmet.
Absolutely. That's a given. That's a given.
Then we're all in agreement.
There is a cross-pollination. There's no way.
But the website of the liquor store does not advertise cheese. Right. Look, I mean, and correct me. I mean, I think I'm correct in saying this. A liquor store, 67 liquor shop could be involved in 20 different businesses, as long as it's not on their premises. 67 liquor shop could sell all the gourmet cheese it wanted to, as long as
Not
that's
through its account, though, not through its own.
not
business.
through its liquor store
Right,
account.
Right.
Not,
Yeah,
but
the
it-
owner can be in as
but
many businesses as he wants.
Right, 60, so, I mean, that specific business, 67 Liquor Shop, Inc., could be selling cheese, it could be selling cars. It could be selling anything it wants, as long as it doesn't take place on the licensed premises.
That's right.
So, I mean, to get to the question, could 67 Liquor Shop advertise cheese? It could, as long as it's not going, as you said, Mr. Chairman, as long as it's not going through that liquor store account. As long as the funds are not being taken into the same
There also
account.
can't be a perception through its website that it's selling
That-
cheese.
and that's your concern, and I get that.
All right.
I'm sorry.
That it won't be a perception, but that we're offering a service.
I'm sorry, this is something I have. What do you want to say? I don't know what that means, but you're cross-pollinating.
Can we get on with this?
Do you need some time so we?
You want,
something else?
yeah, I think, let me just, I'm not sure what he's trying to get across.
All right, well, second call.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm pulling back, I've been told that they're here. 1212, the Hidden Barrel LLC.
The applicant is here now?
Yeah, they're coming up right
Okay.
there.
Morning. Morning. Commissioners, Mr. Chairman.
Hi.
Thomas McCowan on behalf of the applicant, The Hidden Barrel. This is Jennifer Blanchard, consultant, which you will hear from for applicant principal Vincent Maggio. I see Mr. Romano's here. If you'd like me to start, I'm more than ready.
No, we'll let them go first.
Perfect.
Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. McCowan. Robert Romano, I'm here representing Rocky Point Liquor Corp., Little Barrel Cellar Incorporated, Rong Chen Liquors Incorporated, and We Wine Ampersand Liquor, Inc., the four closest stores who are all here in opposition to this application. Looking at this application and doing a little research, I found that it basically checks off all the boxes of what not to happen if you were to get approved for a liquor store before this board. You have a store attempting to open up literally seconds away from an existing store. It's certainly less than a minute. It's a 2.5-minute walk at best. It is probably less than that. You have it trying to open in an area whose density is approximately half of that of the rest of Long Island. That's due to the Rocky Pine Barren District as well as Brookhaven Forest, I believe, that's there. So you've got a very lightly dense populated area. The closest store is 2,400 feet away. Sales of the four existing stores are at best flat. They have been in the population overall has been albeit a small but a steady decline in the last 10 years. An approval of this application would render 4 stores in 1.5 miles. For an area like this with a very light density, that would be unlike pretty much everywhere else. The area is certainly well served currently. The stores all offer not all the stores, but between all 4 stores, they have a incredibly wide selection of product, as well as tastings, educational classes. There's just no need for another store here. And my understanding is that there was a store applied for here approximately 6 years ago in the plaza that was denied. And now they'd like to each say something brief.
Okay. Try not to repeat what he said or what each of you said, but go ahead. You can put your name on the record.
Good morning, Chairman and other commissioners. My name is Jinkani from Little Barrel Cellar Liquor Store. We strongly oppose to issue a license to the Hidden Barrel and Rocket Point. We already have 4 liquor stores around my store within 2 miles. In 2019, there's a new liquor store just opened 2 years ago. And right now for having a new store in additional in this small area will not help any public advantage and convenience. It will only make the business of the liquor store in this area go down, and it's very hard getting difficult to carry more items.
Which store is yours, sir?
Little Barrel.
Okay. And you've been licensed since 2018, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And then 2019 new liquor stores. So also there's no population increasing in past few years. And we have enough liquor store to provide a good service to the community. We also have a good price. We do the promotions, and we have a tasting on Saturday and Friday every week. And if the liquor store approved, it means that there are 2 liquor stores opened in such short periods. So it's a very hard time for the small business, and the business has been flat. And so I suppose I really strong oppose an issue, a license in this area. Thank you. And
Thank you.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm representative for the Outbreak Center. I want to say for the little town of Rocky Point, the population only 13,000 something. Right now we have the 3 liquor store in the area.
Which
just in
store
the
are
Rocky
you?
Point, huh?
Which store is yours?
Outbreak Center, Luncheon Liquor.
Not listed as one of the closest.
I see.
Yeah, the Luncheon Liquor.
Ron Chan?
Yeah, Luncheon Liquor.
Okay, the third one. Okay.
Sorry.
No, sorry, my
No,
part,
that's
yeah.
okay.
You're fine.
No.
Yeah, for the little small town, only 13,000 population, but already with the 3 store already.
Right.
And the population not going up, seeing like going down too. And for past few years, all the food, the price, going up, the wholesale price going up. We business is doing about the same. Even we increase the price, but we're still doing the same amount like business. That means the sale of the products is going down.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is literally 2 minutes.
My name is Wen Zhong. I'm the owner of the showroom of Wing Wine Liquor Store.
Of We Wine?
Yes.
Okay.
And since when we took the business since 2019,
Yeah.
and 2019 have the 1 liquor store open, Rocky Point, and the last year 2021 still have the another liquor store open in the Ridge, but that means close like 6 minutes from us. But the new application for the new store is like 3 minutes before close us, and my store is a very small store in the small town, and this business has go down slow, and during the pandemic, everything increased, so the business is hard. Thank you.
Okay.
This is the closest store.
Hello, my name is Truls Ostvit from Rocky Point Liquor. And yeah, like you said, I am 30-40 seconds drive from the new location.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm the new store. I'm very happy to be there. Very happy that I got the license. And yeah, I come from the restaurant business, so I'm very passionate about talking about the products and educating people about that. We have tastings, and I also like to talk to the customers every time they come in about all kinds of products and how they're made, because I'm very passionate about it. So I feel that works out very well there.
All right. You were licensed in 2018 as well, correct?
19, I got my license.
2019.
October 19.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good morning again. I know you read my submission. I hope you read it twice. Everything that Mr. Romano and the store operators stated was accurate. And when I met Mr. Maggio for his application, I knew if he did something that was more conventional, he wouldn't be approved. So he explained to me why he thought this would work and why he had the opportunity. That's why my earlier exhibits are on the traffic patterns. And the traffic patterns, which is coming in from William Floyd Parkway to Route 25A. Route 25A is a primary road which does go east and west. The numbers were striking. I mean, they weren't 2022 or 2022 traffic numbers, but the comparison between 2002 and 2018 and 19, traffic has gone up 40%. And this is an untapped market from Mr. Maggio's perspective, and I agree with him, where we have thousands of cars, $25,000, $30,000 coming back and forth past this store on 25A on a daily basis. We're not looking to eviscerate the other stores, but we do think there's an untapped market, and it passes the store twice a day. So Mr. Maggio has done his research, and he's spoken with his longtime friend, who has been a consultant to him, and they agree. Mr. Maggio may or may not tell you, but he lives in Miller Place, west of this location, and Mr. Maggio, his family and friends, they actually head west to go to stores where they think there's more there. And we think we can make this a destination store where those who pass it, those who live in the community, will have another opportunity. He sees this as a great opportunity. Right now, we have an empty storefront that's been there for 5 years. It's fully equipped, turnkey, with all that you would need to start a liquor store. There was a liquor store application denied 5+ years ago. All the materials, all the build-out remains in place. That store was denied for different reasons, which I know most of you are aware of. It was source of funding with a joint account with a wholesaler. Again, I asked the members immediately to not use the traditional analytics on demographics and distance. This store will draw from more. It's a large store, it's a convenience store. It's gonna offer everything that you need. What these stores may or may not have, what they do have is a degree of claustrophobia. I sent you the photos, take a look at them, and it's not an experience that someone would want. I've been out to these stores a number of times, and what I observed in some of the stores were patron would come in, 35, 40, 50 seconds later, they're out. So there's none of that time to linger. We're gonna have a floor representative out there. Can I help you? If they said, no, I'm just looking, then that's fine. So I think there's just so much more here, not to just focus on the 4 core stores. Mr. Maggio's story, he was a successful businessman. He worked with his father. They had a business for 28 years. It was a sanitation and scrap metal business. There was a fire in 2018. They lost everything. Mr. Maggio now sees this as an opportunity. He's working for a window company, and the window company it's grueling work, and Mr. Maggio's 55, and he says, I need to do something, and I really believe in this. I went over the sales of the other stores. They're all essentially slightly increasing. I'm not making an argument for that. I'm making an argument for an untapped market. And in one of the letters of opposition I read, there was a quote. And speaking of the authority, it says, the commission's mission is to protect small stores. And it's not. All that does is promote the status quo. And we have the status quo, and it's been this way for a number of years. Mr. Maggio can tell you more, but he's waited a long time for this opportunity. And I think approval accomplishes a lot. Disapproval gets very little done. And again, we're not out here to dominate and destroy. We're here to grow and succeed. And I think there's enough there. If you went by the population of 13,000 in Rocky Point proper, I wouldn't have let Mr. Maggio file this application. But he did file it, and I think he's just looking for that opportunity. Mr. Maggio is willing to speak with you. I will continue to speak if you would like me to. And we have Ms. Blanchard here, so I think she'll be a tremendous resource to get the business up and running. We're going to tap into the North Fork. Ms. Blanchard
And I
has a
mean,
lot of
how-
contacts.
And I get the intent, but how do you control who comes to your store?
By visibility and reputation, it will be a destination store. People will know about it. They'll see it. They're going to pass it. And then if it's successful, people will travel to it specifically. They will go there. The other stores, you know, everyone's trying to make a living. They'll do what they can. And I'm not disparaging that, but I think this will be a source. It will be a bit of a magnet. So you're coming home from work, you stop there. You'll see it. You'll try it. And if you like it, that's all we look for is the opportunity to have somebody like it. And I think they will like it. And it's going to have everything. It has the storage capacity for the products, the product selection. It can draw through the contacts of Ms. Blanchard, those vintners who want to have tastings, those distillers who want to be there. They're looking for a store that can accommodate that. It's airy, it's open, it's special, it's got dedicated parking, it's got 5 or 6 spots in the front. How many spots in the back? 7 spots in the back. And it does a lot. It will do a lot. It will do a lot for state sales taxes, employment in the area. If a disapproval leaves us with the same vacancy we've had 5+ years. And that's really what I'm advocating.
Well, I mean, yeah, but it was a vacancy that somebody applied for basically the same thing he's applying for and was denied. Recon was denied, and then he actually went to court.
I read that. I have the paperwork. I did read all that. But that's 5+.
I'm just wondering what's changed since then.
A motivated Mr. Maggio.
But a motivated Mr. Maggio presumably could find a store somewhere else to open.
But this store.
I guess my question is why here?
Because it's turnkey, it's ready to go, and the traffic flow it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. I don't know if people get out of the cars. That's Mr. Maggio's. That's his puzzle to solve. He needs to bring the people in. And I'm almost certain they're going to, and they're going to when they see it. I'm curious. I go to liquor stores I've never been to before just to check them out. And
man, come on.
You too?
All right, it's not all cookies here. These aren't all cookies here. So again, the stores that I went into every one of these stores and I bought something. Every store I went to when I went there.
They all thank you.
No, and they all thanked me, but no one communicated with me. I walked in, I walked around, I made a purchase. It was just very mechanical. There was nothing more. This will not be mechanical. Mr. Maggio will have staff, and they will. Can I help you? I went in twice. I went on different dates, went to all 4 stores and bought something. And all I did was just rang it up. I walked in, got it, and it was rung up. And most of what I see are people just, pulling up, grabbing, doing a mercenary sale and disappearing. We want people to linger. We want buzz. We want talk. We want an opportunity.
Can I have a moment with counsel, please?
Yeah.
We're going to go in a brief recess to conference with counsel. We'll be back on the record shortly.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners.
So we're back on the record
Sure.
after a brief recess to conference with council.
Go ahead. I would request Ms. Blanchard would like to say a few words.
sure.
She won't repeat herself, I think.
She can repeat herself. I don't want her to repeat you.
Point taken.
Absolutely. Good morning. So I've been in this industry for 25 years, and I think what would differentiate Vinnie's store over the past 5 years, particularly with COVID, the shopper has changed, the shopping experience has changed. There's a need for stores that are more involved with social media, website design, cleaner stores with wider aisles. 80% of the off-premise shopper is females, and it's women there are a lot of people that work from home these days. People are staying home more. We call it hometainment in this industry. And also with the increase in the prices of gas, people are staying home and entertaining at home more. So there's a need for a different kind of store that would allow people to have a different experience that would enable them to do more of that at better, if that makes sense.
And deliveries.
And deliveries, sorry, hold on.
The biggest word.
Yeah, deliveries. And I just also with my relationships out east, we would have partnerships with the wineries. We'd be able to get, vintners into the store to do tastings, and I'm sure that goes on with some of your stores as well. But to Tom's point, and I don't mean to repeat, with the increase of traffic flow, this would become not only a neighborhood store, but once we establish relationships with the wineries out east, there would be a partnership there, and they would direct business to these stores.
Can I respond to something? Sure.
Can you what?
May I respond to something?
Not if you're going to say tasting, because they all said they did tasting.
No, something that I believe is inaccurate.
All right, go ahead.
It was pointed out to me, first of all, that this gentleman's store, they do take customer experience very seriously. But also the store is located in part of Rocky Point, which is not on the bypass. There's a bypass where you go on 25A. You can either take 25A, I believe, or bypass the town altogether. If you don't bypass the town, the road that you're mentioning is both of these gentlemen's store. It's exactly on that one road. So the increase in traffic is the increase that this gentleman would be receiving the benefit from as well, both stores.
Well, but they're trying to sell us that it would be a better experience. That's what they're saying.
Right,
He recognizes that the stores are close.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, we're not going through this all again.
I haven't actually heard what the better experience is yet. So can we talk about that?
Absolutely. The better experience is I had a number of exhibits, which were the photographs that I had and of the stores. And the last gentleman who just spoke, his store is the closest. But we want to differentiate from that store. That store consisted of aisles of boxing. It looks like a supply room. There is some limited display, but it looks like a supply room. That's not the experience we want. We want open, airy, wide aisles. Now, a lot of the stores, I had a claustrophobic experience. They were tight. They were packed with inventory. Here, we have the blessing of room we can move about, and we're also going to have the blessing of, for lack of a better word, a floor manager who will be out there attending to everyone. All my purchases were in, put the bottle on the counter, ring it up, leave. And that's something entirely different. Again, we're not looking to be a neighborhood store. We'd love to be a neighborhood store, but in the end, I'll wrap it up, we want to be a destination store, and I think that is the only way we will succeed.
Members ready to vote?
Yeah.
Commissioner Fan?
I believe in your business plan. I just don't know if this is the right place for it. I mean, literally, these stores are all on the same street. So I'm gonna vote to deny.
Commissioner Ford?
We denied a license here in 2017, and a couple other stores, not here, but in the area, have opened since then. So I'm not sure that I see the need either. I'm convinced of it as well, so I'm going to vote to deny.
And Chairman Bradley.
I would vote to approve just based on the business model that you presented, but it's denied. Thank you.
Thanks for your attention. Excuse me, Mr. Chairman?
Yeah.
I have two other matters that I signed in later on. Any chance I could advance it rather than spend the morning here?
You don't want to sit here with us?
I do, but
What are they?
a little less now.
That's not to be fair to people who signed in.
What are these issues? Are they just disciplinary?
Yes,
Yeah, just let them do them.
thank you. Yeah, just take a seat. Yeah, I'm going to be here. I'll be in the hall.
1191. Let me see what one that is.
I'm gonna go to 1,000.
1,000.
Was that preserved Milanos?
That's preserved Milanos.
Milanos,
yeah.
thank you. Okay.
1,000?
Yep.
Yeah, 1,000.
And next is 1279A, Rock Solid Partners, Inc.
This was the default at meeting. It was put over at the last meeting for today's date, the 17th. I've submitted a CNC of $5,000.
I'll accept.
Yeah, 5,000.
Again, thanks you very much.
Take care.
Commissioner Ford, did you accept?
Thanks.
This is 1279A,
Yes. And I guess he can leave, but for the record,
5,000. 5,000.
5. That was
The
the.
CNC is 5,000.
Yes.
Well, this was a no contest default, so you're imposing.
Then they submitted a CNC, he
Okay,
said?
was that in the letter of mitigation?
I don't know, whatever it was, that's my fine. I had written 5,000, so it's
Just
5,000.
treat it as a default, 5,000.
I looked for a letter of mitigation. I didn't see it. So,
Sorry, I'm
anyway, I'll do
all over the
5,000.
place. No. Okay. All right. Mr. Buscemi, are you ready?
Yes, thank you.
All right. So that is 1215. It's the request for declaratory ruling, the 67 Liquor Shop Inc.
Yes,
What do you
thank
got for us?
Okay, yeah, Mr. Weiss was trying to discuss with me the possibility of using, instead of 67gourmet.com to sell the gourmet food, as the portal or the platform for gourmet food and alcohol, using 67wine.com as the platform name. And after discussion, I explained to him that I think he'd perceive that, there'd be some perception that it may be deceptive that the licensee is selling food. I mean, 67wine.com would not be a licensee. It would just purely be
Yeah, but it's
the platform.
it's presenting itself as one.
It's representing itself.
Yeah,
as-
okay, yeah, no, so it's, and I had a lengthy discussion, it's staying in 67gourmet.com.
Okay. Then as long as though all the liquor revenue goes to the liquor store and the liquor store has the ability to, is the one that accepts or denies all the sales, I have no problem with this, as long as that they're using that website.
That is the method of operation.
That's not mentioned in the document.
What's
We didn't know that he owns also 67 Wine.
That what?
No, I'm just saying that basically there is another dummy.
Yeah, I know, does he own that site right now, 67 Wine?
67wine, yeah.
Yeah,
That's separate and apart, that's
what's he
just the liquor
selling on
store.
that right now? Nothing?
Wine.
Oh.
Uh,
No,
it-
well,
Nothing
It's
else.
not licensed.
Well, it's the.
It's affiliated
what
with
are
the
you
liquor
selling?
store?
It's the website for the liquor store.
Okay.
Yeah,
You-
that
you-
only the liquor
Did
store.
have you put that in as a trade name for the liquor store?
Is it on your license?
I don't know.
And that's different from 67 Liquor.
No, that's the same thing. In other words, it's just it's his website. If we have to put it on the license, we will, obviously. I'll check that out and I'll make arrangements to have that put on the license.
Just make it
But yeah,
all.
that's wouldn't be an issue for us.
And we're not playing hardball with you. The problem is the law, and we didn't write the law. That's what makes this so difficult. I'm not gonna tell you it makes sense, but that's the way it is.
That's what I was trying to explain.
No, it doesn't make sense, but also don't start creating a dummy where they start driving the traffic there and someone is typing in 67 Wine. That wouldn't be appropriate.
Yeah, no, 67-1 was just for the liquor store
No,
itself.
I understand that.
Okay, Donald, I think we're
Because in
ready.
theory, he could own both. He owns 67 liquor and 67 wine.
67 Liquor is the licensee,
Yeah,
Commissioner.
no, I understand, but those are two different domain names that you potentially have already under your control.
Yeah, I mean, he's starting up this gourmet now as the platform, so eventually he might want to phase out 67wine.com.
Okay, well, that's not covered under this declaratory ruling. This only covers whether food can be sold at 67 Gourmet and whether you can advertise that together.
Partnering with 67 Spirits.
And I'm going to vote in the affirmative for that.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Commissioner Ford
Same here.
and Chairman Bradley.
Yeah, no, I voted for it already. I approve. Thank you.
Mr. Buscemi accidentally skipped someone, so you can sit down. I'll get back to you. 1209, 501 West, 57 Liquors, Inc.
Good morning, Chairman and Commissioners. My name is Guy Parisi. I'm here.
Don't touch the mic, please.
All right.
Just because when it moves around, it gets disconnected.
I was just bringing it to my height. I'm here on behalf of the petitioner, licensee petitioner. It's the petition for removal. Along with me is the manager of the store and the son of the owner, licensee. The licensee had to go to Bangladesh. His mother took ill, so his son is
When did he
representing.
go to Bangladesh?
Sorry, my name is Oasis Haq. I am the son of the owner and licensee Mohammed Haq. My grandmother had recently fell very ill, so he had to rush to Bangladesh.
So when?
About 1 week or 2 weeks ago.
So he does live here?
Yes, he does live here.
Okay.
And he does run the store, well, his son is the manager. I understand there's some opposition if
I don't
we.
see, we did get opposition,
I
yes.
think it's misunderstood opposition, because I think they think it's a new store.
Exactly. That's what I wanted to point out, that the protesters are protesting a new store.
Touch the mic.
I'm going
We'll
to
fix
touch
that.
it in a
We'll
second.
fix that.
I'll step back.
Problem is, it's feeding off of you.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll try just to.
No.
Let it face up, it'll still get everything.
All right.
But what's happening is it's feeding back off of
Oh, I
you.
see.
Okay?
Thank you. Yes, I wanted to point that out. The protesters are under the impression that this is a new store. This store has been licensed for 10 years, and it's at its current location. It's moving 60 feet away. Actually,
Corner, right?
right around the corner. It has the same landlord. And it was actually at the landlord's prompting that the removal is taking place.
It's actually a smaller retail space, too.
Yes.
It's coming before you because the total size is an increase of more than 25%.
And there's protests. Did they come anyway?
No, if it's a neighborhood removal, given the distance, it would not have come to you but for the increase in size.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, I think we're ready, Don.
All right.
I'm going to vote to approve.
And Commissioner Ford
I vote to approve as
and
well.
Chairman Bradley.
And I'll vote to approve.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next is 1246 Q&B FH LLC.
Is that number again?
1246.
Good morning, Chairman and Commissioners. My name is Sean Gong, the attorney of the record for the petitioner, QNB FH LLC. Standing next to me is the applicant's principal, Ms. Mushneva. Good morning.
Okay.
think we have opposition here, but I believe you heard from them last.
Yeah, he spoke
last meeting.
He spoke before.
Mr. Buscemi's
Yes,
here
we
again.
hear the applicant had asked for an adjournment till today, so I had my two clients, one of them at least wasn't going to be able to be, he's out of the
That's fine,
country.
yeah.
And so you heard from them
Yes.
already?
Yep.
You advised me that if I wanted to come up and do a rebuttal.
Oh, okay. Go ahead,
Is
sir.
what you
Then
would
come
say.
back up. So the opposition went, your adjournment was requested late, and the opposition showed up last time, so they went and did their presentation last time.
Oh,
But I'm sure he'll have something to add when you're done.
okay. Right, the applicant, Ms. Mushneva, she was in the service industry entire her life. She was a nail technician, her last job, and this is her new business plan. She wants to open a liquor store. She lives in the neighborhood. She goes to the synagogue on the same block, and she gets the support from her entire family. Her brother-in-law and her son is gonna be helping her running the liquor store if we can get a license approved. And the method of operation will be different from other nearby stores. So basically, we're gonna have wine tasting like every day. And also, we already have a list of the suppliers to purchase the kosher style, kosher spirits. We have a list of inventories. We're gonna buy the Orthodox Union approved drinks to, for the customers. And we don't think that's available in the neighborhood as of now. So that is our plan.
And you're saying none of the stores nearby, particularly the one that's within 236 feet away, they
Yeah.
don't do tastings?
That one, they do tastings, but they don't really supply the kosher style spirits. The one on the corner, I think is Mr. Vino's. The size is much smaller. I think it's less than 1,000 square feet. This one is a little bit larger, bigger, is around 1,500 square feet. So we have more inventories, and also the most important thing is the public convenience. We give the customer more varieties, more choices
But
by providing.
there's 4 stores within half a mile, 11 stores within 1 mile,
And
in a
according,
driving community.
yes, but 71st Avenue is a lot of trafficking over there, and I think I'm going back to the point I just made. I don't think none of the stores providing the kosher style spirits to the customers.
How do you know that? Did you go to them?
I didn't, but my client told me so.
Did you go to them, ma'am?
Can you answer the question?
Did you go to the
or
other
your son
stores?
go to the stores, other stores, for the kosher drinks?
Yeah, kosher drinks.
No, did you go to the other liquor stores in your neighborhood?
Yes,
And you're saying they don't sell kosher?
yeah, kosher, because we areas is kosher, everybody.
Okay. Anything else?
That would be for now.
Mr. Buscemi, do you want to?
Yes, I'll be brief. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Monsieur, I represent the AMP Winery. That's the closest store. It's 236 feet away, located on the same 71st Avenue, I think it is. Our papers contain the representation and the owner of that store, Nicholas Protopappas, was up here at the last meeting, and he specifically stated he does carry kosher products. And he's been carrying kosher products for many years. The question is, is public convenience and advantage served? I don't see a demand here for alcoholic beverages when we look at the numbers. And again, the closest liquor store sales have been down since 2018, consecutively have gone down. They're not going back up, continuing decreases. Many of the retail stores, as he discussed with you, in the immediate area have closed down in general, the retail stores, many on 71st. The population, when we discussed the population with you, it indicated that within a quarter-mile radius, over the last 10 years, through 2021, I think it is, there was an increase of 257 people. When you go out to, I think, a mile, a half mile, you have an increase of like 700 people over a 10-year period. And when you look at the projections via the zip code data that we provided you, as well as the demographic census data, it shows it in the future actually declining below levels that existed, I think, from 2010. There's no construction going on in the area. So with regard to a demand, an increased demand for alcoholic beverages, I don't think that exists in this specific area. And there's nothing that indicates that the existing stores are not adequately serving the area. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Yes, sir. I'll just make it fast. I think there's new construction everywhere in the neighborhood. Actually, the premises my client is renting were on a letter of intent. This is a brand new construction. The property owner just purchased the building a year ago. So this is fully renovated. There's a restaurant behind. So this is a brand new construction. And also, the opposition says the store nearby, they serve kosher drinks too. But maybe that's the second one. We don't know. But the other ones, they don't really serve. So by having two kosher drinks, provider in the neighborhoods, we can still have enough business and give a public a lot of convenience for this.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
You have any questions? No? All right, Donald.
Commissioner Fan?
Judging from the numbers, I don't see need public convenience advantage for another store. Last time the other store owners were here and they made references to drop in 13 to 14% of sales, and they also said that a lot of the big box stores were closing in the area, which is of some concern. And so I believe in your business model, and maybe you can find a different location, but for now I'm going to vote to deny.
Commissioner Ford?
There's another store like so close to you, right underneath it, and we don't have numbers for the next couple of stores, so I'm not sure that I see a need has been proven, so I'm going to vote to deny as well.
Chairman Bradley?
I'm going to vote to deny too. There's 11 stores in 1 mile. The closest store is 236 feet away. The sales that we did receive are flat or declining, the closest stores, and the population numbers that we received show there is no increase in population, which would indicate that there is an increase in demand for alcohol. So I'm going to vote to deny as well.
Okay. All right, so the next one, we have an interpreter that just arrived, so I'm going to call that one. It's 1211 CINCO Estrellas Bar and Restaurant Corp.
Good morning, members of the authority. Welcome, Mr. Amarado. Good morning, my name is Aurelia Tavares. I'm the representative for CINCO Estrellas Bar and Restaurant Corp., located at 215-52 Jamaica Avenue in Queens Village. I'm here with the owner, Alejandra Andrade. She's here with me today. We are here for a bar tavern located in a commercial sector in Queens Village on Jamaica Avenue.
And if the interpreter can put
Sure,
their name
and the
on the
interpreter.
record, and then
No, we need the
and
interpreter's
also,
name on the record.
if you could give us your name also. Thank you.
My name is Stephanie Mesa Escobar.
Thank you.
Okay. Ms. Andrade will have one customer bar, 3 to 5 employees. This is a full liquor license. This is a worthy applicant and a candidate for consideration. She's been working tirelessly since July with it open as a restaurant, struggling. I'd also ask that, I'd like to request that as part of one of the conditions, if this license goes forward, that her daughter be added as a manager. Miss Andrade has an autistic child, and between the struggles back and forth with this, it's been a little challenging, and her daughter will be helping her part-time, and I'd like to add her to the application. Ms. Andrade is ATAP certified and trained. She's a former bartender and has been operating this establishment since July of last year without a liquor license. The establishment and the 500 report indicates that there's 3 licenses within 500 feet, no churches or schools, and there's no indication of saturation in the area. She's a qualified new owner, no history with the SLA, and the prior license was canceled during a COVID violation. She's unrelated to prior ownership. She's been working there and with the assistance of her daughter, and they're closing a little bit earlier now, but she's requesting a 4 a.m. closing at the discretion of the members. And the days of the week are not so urgent for her, but Thursday, Friday, and Saturday are. She has DJ and recorded music and karaoke and non-amplified live, but if this is, I know that this is always an issue with the DJ, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, she'd love to have a DJ with restricted hours if that's possible. There will be no dancing at the location. The principal will manage. She has security as needed. We anticipate that maybe Saturday nights she needs that area. She's servicing in Latino community, but she also has African American component in addition to Southern American, Ecuadorian, Salvadorian, and Guyana. It's a very big Guyanese neighborhood. She's been operating, making profits off of DoorDash and things of that nature, but the liquor license would help with this establishment.
I think there was a mistake on the 500-foot report. It says that the total square footage of the premises is 70 square feet.
Yeah, I had.
Maximum occupancy of the premises in the application, it says 70. Could that be a?
That's a typo, yeah.
Something, okay.
That's
Yeah, that.
not the only, I mean, the ALJ found no public interest because of false and misleading statements in the public interest statement.
I had someone in my office at that time who I did not, and I will take responsibility, I did not review that 500-foot statement before it went out. It went out before I didn't authorize it, so yeah, I'll take responsibility for that. The premises is 1,500 square feet. It is, there are no licensees, it is in the public interest to grant this application. She has no opposition, the community loves her, and though we don't have letters of support from elected officials, she really hasn't been, she's been working in the establishment, really hasn't been out there, looking for letters of support, things of that nature, but she does have the support of the local church. She actually has been feeding members of the church in the area, and she's been donating food to the church also for some homeless people who are living outside of on the street and are eating at the church in the establishment, outside of the establishment.
So she's been operating now, you said, since
July of last year. Yeah.
What have her hours been without alcohol?
She's been closing at midnight because nobody wants to stay when they know she doesn't have anything in the establishment. That's that type of community that really requires, the liquor just adds to the patron experience.
My concern is how close to the line she's trying to get to from the other places, from what was there before. You know how we always have concerns about asking for a method of operation that's similar to what it was before when the place was canceled.
We can do 2 a.m. closing and just limit it if that's a problem. She doesn't, at this point, she just believes the alcohol will help her bottom line. So we're asking if we could do 2 a.m. closing and 4 a.m. 2 nights a week, which our biggest nights are Friday, Saturday, if she was to have the alcohol. And then DJ Friday, Saturday, maybe an earlier termination of the DJ. She's not looking to break the bank here. She's just looking to survive.
Where would you even have the DJ? I mean, this location is very small.
¿Dónde podrían? Oh,
They're going to put a DJ booth in.
little booth. It's not a.
Where?
tenía el puesto porque como ya estaba adecuado para el ella en la cantidad de nuestro local.
When she got the premises, it already had a little tiny DJ booth in the front of the premises. She's just not using it because she doesn't have it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it was already there.
Oh, it's down in the bottom right corner, I see it. Is that the same one?
Yes.
The members ready to vote?
Did she apply for a temp with us or
No.
not?
No,
We're not eligible.
Canceled license.
Got it.
I'll do 2 a.m.
We ready to, or did you just vote?
Yeah. Donald,
All right, yeah, Commissioner Fan.
I'm gonna vote to approve 2 a.m. across the board, DJ live acoustic, security guards on weekends. I will take the daughter's personal questionnaire as manager. Okay. No promoters, no private events.
For 4.
No dancing either.
No dancing.
No dancing. No baile.
I don't care about dancing.
Yeah.
They can dance.
I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt, and I'll vote to approve as well on the same conditions.
With dancing or without dancing?
No dancing, we don't want that.
Without dancing.
Okay.
Come on.
I'll vote to approve same conditions, no dancing.
No baile, no se puede haber
Do
baile.
you need dancing?
Well, they didn't ask for
Tú lo
dance.
necesitas. No, she's okay.
Yeah. Let's let it ride for a year and see how it goes.
Lo dejo va a correr por un año y a ver
All right,
cómo-
thank you.
Okay, thank you, members. Have a good day.
You're welcome.
All right, next is
How long did this take? This was a mess.
1195. That's Greenlawn Fine Wine and Spirits Inc.
What is it?
1195.
Francis Buscemi for the licensee. This is after hearing, the ALJ dismissed the charge.
I'll dismiss.
Commissioner Ford.
I'll dismiss.
So I'm gonna give a little warning.
Yeah.
Because it's clear to me that this happened, and we didn't properly investigate it. I'll dismiss both charges, but don't think we're not coming back.
Oh, look, I've explained,
it's clear to
I've
me
explained very clearly to the licensee
There's
here.
co-op buying going on here.
I've explained
And now
very
that they're warned,
clearly.
they're gonna lose both licenses.
I explained very clearly. Do I think it's going on? No. Now? No.
It's begging for a second look, so, all right?
All I can do is,
Well, it
is
we
read,
didn't-
is read the riot
The
act.
problem, and I read mine, because the problem is we didn't take a first look.
Yeah.
If we did, I think we would have found a lot more.
Next is 1226. All Enterprise Inc.
This is a CNC offer of cancellation and bond.
Cancel on bond.
So there's actually no bond available.
There's no bond?
Forfeiture bond or not?
Because it
There's
was
no bond.
revoked due
Alright,
to an alternate
Just
penalty.
cancel.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
So the license was revoked due to an alternate penalty.
Oh, okay, so this is for the record, a cancellation for the record. Mr. Mailer drew up the, I'm not really familiar with the matter.
Okay.
So it's cancellation then we're offering. There's no bond.
Commissioner Ford and
Yes.
Chairman Bradley.
Yep.
Yes.
Next is 1206 and 1210. That's LaRousse Catering Hall Inc.
Yeah, this is a CNC offer of $3,500. Apparently, the licensee pled to a misdemeanor charge. The accountant was arrested for, I think,
I'm gonna counter at 7,000.
I was gonna counter at 5.
Okay. Commissioner Ford?
6 and 12, 10.
Break the tie, Commissioner.
You said 5 and she said
7.
7.
She said 6.
Let's go with 6.
6, I'll go 6.
6 it is.
All right, that's it for me.
That's
All
a
right.
counteroffer.
Right. I'll bring it back. I would assume they're gonna take it. I'll bring it back to Mr. Mailer. All right, thank you. Have a good day.
Bye.
Next is 1249 Hungry Burrito 3 Inc.
Good morning, member of the Legal Authority. Yeah, my name is James Wang, the representative. He's the owner.
He has a bunch of other licenses.
I didn't hear you.
He has a bunch of other licenses.
Yes, one more.
One other one.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's a business that's operating right now.
Yes.
How many years have you had that?
4 years.
4 years.
Yes.
And this is kind of the similar business.
Yes.
Is this a chain of the one that you
Yes,
have?
it's the same model.
Okay.
Are you open right now?
No, we opened like back in May, and we have to close for the last month because the sales are really low because our customers, every customer comes to the
So, the reason I asked that is because the money that on the application you indicated you invested in this doesn't even cover the renovations and the rent for 1 month.
No, that was from the other restaurant. The other restaurant is supporting the.
So you're taking money out of the other restaurant to
Yes.
open this one.
Yes.
Okay. What time does your other location close?
11 p.m.
Okay. I'm gonna vote to approve recorded background music only midnight across the board.
Thank you.
I'll vote to approve same conditions.
And Commissioner Ford.
You say midnight across the board?
Yeah. Recorded background music only.
Approved.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Next
Wow.
is 1253 Xeon Town USA Inc.
Hello. Hi, how are you? My name is Dan Hong,
She's the owner.
owner from the OCI.
Oh man, come in.
Are you open right now, serving food?
Now yet we're waiting for license. Everything was already, so just waiting for license.
Okay. What are your hours?
11 to 12 p.m.
To midnight?
Midnight, yeah.
7
midnight.
days a week.
7 days a week.
Okay.
And she needs a restroom waiver.
All right.
No outside space, right?
No.
Okay. I'm going to vote to approve recorded background music only, bathroom waiver, it's okay, no dancing, no promoter, no private events, midnight across the board.
I'll vote to approve on
Thank
the
you.
same grounds.
Commissioner Ford.
This is 1253, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I approve on the same.
Mr. Wang, these two applications are only here.
I'm glad you're saying it.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Okay, these last two applications are only here because of problems in the public interest questionnaires that were submitted. If they were done properly, these applications would have been approved some time ago and
Months.
not have to come here.
Yes, thank you for your advice. Thank you.
You'll have to
Yes.
fill that out completely.
Okay. Yeah,
And
thanks.
accurately.
Yes.
I mean, more information is better than less.
Okay.
Thank you.
Because ALJ recommended, never mind.
Go ahead.
One more question.
I guess we're gonna
One
go
more
on
question. May I have the 20D letter, something?
What do you want?
The 20D letter?
No.
No.
You'll get it you'll get something in the mail.
Okay, thank you.
Guess we're gonna go on a brief recess.
Yeah, I guess.
We'll be back on the record shortly. So we're back on the record after a brief recess. Calling this next one, I believe the interpreter is still here. 1257 HLYYYA Corporation.
Again, my name is Stephanie Mesa Escobar.
Hi, mi nombre es Yaceni Lopez Enriquez. My lawyer is supposed to be here, but I didn't see it.
Who's your lawyer?
John Gregg.
Who?
John Great.
How about Craig Johns?
Craig
Craig
Johns.
Oh, Craig James or
Yeah.
Johns? All right, second call, Donald.
Okay.
Is he coming?
Or do you know if they're actually coming? Or?
Yeah, I talked to him. He said he was coming.
All right.
Okay, so we'll wait.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, next is 1251 Fathoms Hospitality Inc.
Good morning, Chairman, Commissioners.
Morning.
My name's Steve Lee. I'm president of Fathoms Hospitality,
1251.
and we're here for a liquor license for a hotel in Port Washington. Name of the hotel is Fathoms Hotel and Marina, and it is essentially a hotel that we bought that was previously licensed as Knickerbocker Yacht Hotel. And our initial application is to basically get the same license that they had.
But
I don't know.
that's the problem. I don't think you are getting the same license they had.
We
You have an outdoor area that, why are you not licensing the whole hotel? Why are they not, answer that for me.
Well, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not entirely sure what you're licensing, because your diagrams leave something to be desired.
Okay.
So, I don't know if you're licensing the whole structure or part of that first floor, or what part of it, I have really no clue.
Based on what the diagrams look like, it appears to me that you're licensing the bar area only and then the outdoor area only, and they're not contiguous, and you're unlicensing the rest of it, which you can't do.
I'm glad to have the opportunity to speak to you guys, because I think that this is probably the confusion. The hotel that was there previously licensed the whole hotel. They had the outside decks and the inside. That's what we.
Not the whole hotel, because there hasn't been a hotel license there.
Well, it's not, so this is part of the problem. We're not a hotel because we don't have a kitchen and we don't have a restaurant. We're really more like an inn or a bed and breakfast. It's a small hotel, it's only 6 rooms, and it's something that was created by the town of North Hempstead in order to approve the condo building that it's in. So we're really stuck with the footprint, we're stuck with the layout, the way it is.
But you have to understand that a hotel license has different privileges than, say, a license for a restaurant or a tavern.
Right. We don't want a hotel license. We want a tavern license.
And then we get back to what the chairman was talking about. Are these two separate areas you're trying to get licensed, or there's a connection?
We're trying to license one area. We're trying to license basically people come to the hotel, they have the ability to go into their rooms, and they have decks that surround the hotel, and we also have a pier that's connected to the hotel by a sidewalk. So we just want to make sure that when people are consuming alcohol, that they're consuming it in a place that we have a license for. There's only one place that they can buy the liquor, and that is at the front desk.
And they take it out on the pier?
I'm sorry?
You want them to be able to take it out on the pier?
We want them to be able to take it out on the pier. But
So there's no bar outside then?
I'm sorry?
There's no bar outside?
There does not need to be a bar outside. The bar that was outside was when we got denied for the bar inside. We thought, well, maybe if we move the bar to the outside, then that would be approved. But we don't want to have a bar outside. We only want to have one bar at the.
So where are they going to drink then? You want the bar on the inside, you want them to be able to drink on the whole ground floor of your hotel? Or whatever you call it?
Yes, yes.
And then you want them to be able to walk out that pier and drink out there on the marina too?
Yes.
But there were
And you
rooms
own all
on
that?
There were rooms
I'm
on the
sorry?
first floor.
You own all that land?
We own all of it, yes.
But there are also rooms on the first floor, correct?
Yes.
Guest rooms.
Yes, I mean, the biggest part really, somebody calls and they say, I'm coming for my anniversary, can I get a bottle of champagne? And can you put it in our room?
All right, so hold on one second.
So the problem, if I'm looking at this diagram, if I'm understanding it correctly now, they're looking to license most of this main floor, right? Where the lobby is, the reception desk, some interior space, the outside space to the pier, to the dock, but the rooms
would not be licensed.
Yeah, and you're walking down the licensed hallways to the rooms, which are essentially another business, so you have a potential violation of section 1069, which is why it was denied originally.
All right, so how do we get around that?
You don't. That's
Well,
because
no, they're the place. All right, so what I'm going to do is adjourn this, and we're going to figure out what you need to do.
Do you have to have liquor, or can you get by with wine and beer?
We get by with wine and beer. We had a temporary license for 6 months or 5 months or whatever. The amount of liquor that we sold was very minor.
What was the former place license says?
There was a club license there, way back when. There was a tavern wines. The last license was an OP. I don't know how it was licensed.
All right, we need to look at that.
Yeah.
We're going to adjourn this for 2 weeks, and we're going to go look and see how that went, and
I
try to work it out the same way.
We're happy to work with you guys, however.
I'm going to contact you. You have Mr. Carabello still represents?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Just to confirm with him whether or not what I think you want to license is what you're trying to license. All right.
Over to August 31st.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you very.
But we'll have it worked out by then.
Thank you very much.
All right.
August 31st.
August
Hold on.
31st. Next is Tombre LLC. That's number 1261.
Good afternoon, Jonathan Bing from Greenberg Traurig, representing the applicant. With me is Homer Murray, who's the owner and principal. Applicant seeks a waiver of the 2-bathroom rule. It does not have bathrooms within the establishment, but it's in the Rockefeller Center concourse. There is a bathroom with a men's room with 10 toilets and urinals, plus urinals, women's room with 18 stalls, and a family restroom, all within fewer than 400 feet.
We're in the building where his lease is?
Yes. And it's flat surface.
And he's shutting at 4 p.m., is that correct?
Correct. Geared towards the concourse population.
You run another one of these elsewhere, or this is the first location?
I have a full-service restaurant in Brooklyn under
Okay.
the similar DBA.
And it's similar DBA. Right. Okay.
For COVID.
Right. And that's why this is here.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to vote to approve with the bathroom waiver. I'm not going to put hours on it.
Commissioner Ford?
I approve as well.
I'll approve as well.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Next is 1214. That's Moose 7 Entertainment, Inc.
1214?
Yep, 1214.
Good morning, my name is Jay, I'm a representative. Mr. Hong is the principal of the corporation.
So I'm confused why there are two 500-foot hearing decisions here.
Because he didn't.
There was
This is
an earlier application, okay, that was disapproved. All right.
Okay.
Although the ALJ found in favor of the applicant.
Yes.
All right. So that's where the other hearing was involved.
Okay, but this new one that says no 500-foot public interest is for this application.
Because there was no public interest questionnaire submitted for this application.
I understand.
But it was submitted late.
For somehow, 500-foot hearing was scheduled to the end of the application process. Usually SLA schedule it at the beginning
I
right
think, I
after.
think there was a question about whether or not we were gonna need another one.
Okay.
And once that was confirmed, that's why it was later than normal.
Okay, what happened was, it was my mistake. I did receive emails for the 500 for hearing, but that was around like the end of the application process. And I did responded. They asked for, they sent me the 2 deficiencies, and then I did responded on time, but I wasn't expect 500 per hearing was going to be scheduled. And then I found that out March 22nd, and then I did send out the questionnaire on March 22nd.
What do you mean you
which
found
is
out
late.
March 22nd? The hearing was on March 2nd, which means they told you at least in late February that the hearing was going to happen.
I actually did not read emails. I think
You
I
don't read
misread.
your emails?
I do, but at the time I was busy responding it for the 2 deficiencies, and then I thought I was going to be approved, and then I wasn't expecting it.
Okay.
And I didn't
So
mean
you've been
to.
paying rent this whole time? Or what is,
Discounted.
you've been paying discounted rent, but you haven't been operating?
No.
You have another one of these businesses, or
No,
this is
ma'am.
your first one?
This is my first one.
Okay.
Although this was a previously existing location that we just opened the similar.
Right, right. Someone else used to run a karaoke bar
Yes,
there,
ma'am.
and you're basically picking up their lease.
Yes, ma'am.
Has the recent arrest been dealt with?
That's been resolved.
That's been
Yeah,
resolved, okay.
That's no longer an issue.
Okay, good. All right.
Okay.
Members ready to vote?
Yeah, I think so.
Commissioner Fan?
I'm going to vote to approve 4 a.m. across the board.
Commissioner Ford?
I'll approve 4M across the board as well.
And Chairman Bradley?
I'm voting to deny. You didn't even attempt to establish public interest, so how can I find public interest? And I suggest you read your emails.
Oh,
You've been approved.
thank you.
Next is 1197 Bounce Beach Montauk, or it's 148 South Emerson Associates LLC.
Good afternoon.
What number
Joseph
that
Levy
again?
here.
That was 1197. Sorry, Mr. Levy.
All good. It's an offer and compromise for a non.
1197?
Yeah.
I'll accept. What's this guy? They just operate seasonally?
Yeah,
But they
so
have
I-
a full OP?
I can provide some color.
Oh, you
That's-
don't need to do it. Just,
okay.
are they going to get a seasonal license?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And the circumstances surrounding this particular non-bona
I was going to
fide.
go down on that. Do you want to go?
Go ahead, that's fine.
I'm happy for that.
You can go down.
I was going to go to 25.
All right, 2,500.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And just for the record, I was not the only counsel and original counsel, as Mr. Amaretto knows, early on. I am now, so I've got my arms around this thing, and we're going to get everything all set.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
2,500?
2,500.
I had notes to go lower as well, so good.
Next is 1277 Legendary OS4 LLC. Remember quickly, we had opposition 2 months ago.
Okay.
It appeared in maybe.
There's gonna be a new representative too, right, wasn't there?
Hi, I'm Ariel Ferreira, representative. I have Juan Santos, one of the principals of the establishment.
Okay.
Is the person behind you with you, or
20,
opposition?
Who's opposition? But he was here
Opposition
last
here
time.
also.
941 originally.
This is a bulletproof store, right?
There's also an individual in opposition.
Is there opposition? Have the opposition come up, please.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Carlos Valenzuela, RNS Liquor Store. We actually came before.
RNS?
RNS, located at 1311 San Nicolas Avenue, between 175 176. As you already know, we came before, and we came with the lawyers, Culture Wine came, Palace, the liquor store. Cousin couldn't come, but they also was concerned located 168 in Amsterdam. And we got another liquor store that previously opened, 165. And then we got Culture 178 in Amsterdam, and right behind the applicants at 175 in St. Nick. And the sales, as you already know, we actually down 30% on sale. Population is still staying the same, and they basically across the street from a park full of kids under the summertime, and it's completely dead during the winter. So basically, it's not too much to say. Numbers speak for themselves.
Okay, thank you.
So this location was a store before, but we replaced it?
It was a grocery store
It was a grocery store.
that was revoked back in 2013.
We revoked the grocery store in 2013?
Oh yeah, take a look at the history.
And this is a bulletproof store?
Yes.
They're all bulletproof. 4 of the 5 are bulletproof. So you want to tell us why this should go here? Because there's
Well, first of all,
there's 4 stores within 0.3 miles.
Well, first of all, we sent a new lease and a new amendment last week. The landlord was trying to kick them out, but he gave them a chance to move them into the unit next door, which is a way smaller unit.
It's smaller than 792 feet?
Yeah, it's 420 square feet. Store 3.
I'm sorry, what? So
next door?
Yeah, it's store number 3.
Oh,
The
I
same
see.
building.
So you're not
Application and then tell
right,
us.
you're not applying for store number 1 anymore.
Yeah, we submitted an amendment and everything last
But
week.
no, it doesn't work that way.
Okay.
So what does that mean?
Well,
We gotta start it from scratch.
we would normally require a new application unless you're going to allow them to amend the
I
current
am
one. But
gonna allow, 'cause
they
it's
need to
registered.
they need to repost and everything else at the new location.
Even though it's like literally the next door.
Yeah.
It's a, you know, if it was up to licensing,
Yeah.
we would tell them you need to file a new application. The members are welcome to overrule that.
Well, so why don't you tell us why you think that there's public convenience and advantage in here? Because I don't want to waste your time because I'm not seeing any.
Okay. So first of all, there's a couple of buildings that are gonna be, permits have been filed for to be constructed in the new.
That's years away,
in the
right?
new-
I mean, if you got a permit to start a building, they're not started yet?
There's one that's going through zoning and there's 2 that
Yeah,
they're gonna
that's
start.
years away. So
Okay.
you're not getting a license based on what's going to happen.
And then
in 5 years.
the next part is they're focusing more on medicinal and herbal liqueurs and wines that are not sold in the other stores. We have a list here that we could provide, and the distributor. So they want to focus about 30 to 35% of their inventory on the medicinal and herbal wines, such as tiger bone, Chinese liqueur, and other liqueurs made with different herbal roots and spices. The reason why is his wife, who's also a principal, purchases these wines and uses them and is part of a community, and she always has to travel all the way downtown to the LES and to Queens to get these liqueurs. I do have a list here I could provide to the board.
Okay.
So visiting the other stores, they do not provide these liqueurs or these herbal wines. So that's something that they want to focus on extremely. It's going to be a main part of their business. They're even willing to increase that percentage as well because they can't find it. Usually they have to travel downtown or to Queens to find these spirits. On top of that, if we look at Amsterdam, the location on Amsterdam on 179, they just opened a brand new building, 23 stories high. It's a hotel with 221 rooms and 16 floors of office spaces that just opened on late July on 100, between 179 and 180, between 180 and 181st in Amsterdam, directly a block away from the venue. The location on St. Nicholas Avenue, St. Nicholas is a highly pedestrian traffic area. The liquor store that's anchored there is anchored by two supermarkets, one on his left and one directly across the street. He's a block and a half away from United Palace. He's also a block away from the church. So I grew up in this neighborhood. I walk to church there all the time, to the Incarnation Church, and a lot of the visitors go to the St. Nicholas liquor store. These are people that will not reach out to Amsterdam.
But these other stores are literally less than a 5-minute walk away from your location. And they're all bulletproof as well. So the only thing you're adding,
there's only two that are
sign this medicinal.
There's only two that are bulletproof.
I got
St. Nicholas is non-bulletproof.
Oh, I see. I got two. You're right.
And
Two out of the
Corcho
four.
wine and Corcho wine is not bulletproof.
And your client's going to be bulletproof.
Correct. And it's mostly because it's a small space. There's no basement in a new place. So they have to have that for storage and protection. It's 420 square feet and it's only 140 square feet of retail space. That's like half of the size, nearly half of the size of the smallest one that closest. And the one on St. Nicholas is 1,300 in size and 1,000 square foot of retail.
Okay. Any questions? Good. All right, Donald.
Yep. Commissioner Van?
Yeah, I'm just not seeing from the numbers that there is public convenience or advantage to have one more store here, so I'm gonna vote to deny.
Commissioner Ford?
The previous, closest store was just licensed in 2019. They had a bump in 2020, and then going down from there. Two other stores did not respond, and the one that did is just doing a couple $100,000 a year. So I'm not sure that I see a need for another bulletproof store in this area. I just don't see anybody. I just don't see the numbers right now. So I'm gonna vote to deny as well.
I'm gonna vote to deny. There's 4 stores within 0.3 miles, 3 stores within 0.2 miles, which is under, as I pointed out, under a 5-minute walk. This store is gonna be bulletproof, which really doesn't provide any public convenience and advantage because they can't come in and look at the products. And I believe that we denied a store nearby in March of this year, didn't we, Tom?
I'd have to go back and check.
It was property.
In March?
Yeah.
Yeah, and how close?
Right next to 177, that's the name.
Okay, so I don't think anything's changed since then, and that store was also denied on public convenience and advantage. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is 1189 8 Wall Street Corp.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
Good morning. For the licensee, Marconi and Associates by Louis Chassard. And I also have the licensee with me, Jack Palladino.
You went to hearing, did the full hearing and then asked for a...
No, we did. We allowed the SLA to put on their case, and then we were actually in the process of resolving the issues with the town, dealing with the CO and the noise violations. And because of timing, we had asked for an adjournment, and the ALJ couldn't accommodate us. So that's why we just we were resolving everything with the town, so at that point, we felt that was the best avenue to go. We've resolved the CO issue. We have an agreement with the town that there's no CO necessary because it was a prior existing use. But Mr. Palladino will need to get certain permits for the pergola, it's called, and some plumbing issues for the back bar. He's also agreed not to use the back bar until those permits are issued. I only received this.
That's big of him.
Well,
Since they went back 3 times and told him to stop using it, and he kept using it.
You went the back patio, right?
well,
See, that doesn't, when somebody comes in here and their own town government tries to enforce their own zoning laws, and he feels the need to ignore them multiple times, that doesn't really bode well for him here.
he was working on it at the time.
It doesn't
that
matter
they
if he's
came-
working on it. They told him they told him it was an illegal use. Whether they were wrong or right, you stop using it.
I understand that, Your Honor, but he also had been using it for 40 years prior to the town coming in. There was never one
Then you
complaint.
go work it out with the town, but you stop using it.
Yes, I understand. He does understand that. But we have resolved it. I do have the resolutions from the town. I only received them from his zoning attorney Monday night. That's why I wasn't
So
able
are
to
you
email
using
them.
it or not using it, or you?
No, he hasn't been using it since last summer, when this all started.
Okay.
So it's now been resolved with the town. He's not gonna use it until the permitting is done. And he's agreed with the town with that. That's signed off. I have a stipulation with the town about that.
Okay, let me see that.
Imposition of a means of egress from that back patio?
There is none needed. The town has signed off on the way it was prior use. And he does not need to worry about egress. There's a sprinkler system in the, sorry. There's a sprinkler system in the back.
Okay.
I think it's, in the stipulation, I think it's the last page. The other pages are the resolutions of the noise violations.
Ma'am, who are you?
Hi. First of all, thank you for your time. My name is Mary Smith.
Can you go into the microphone?
Excuse me. Thank you. My name is Mary Smith. I own the property next to Christopher's. I'm 10 Wall Street.
Okay.
The town allowed me to build a building, mixed use. We're in the middle of a town, so everybody is next to either a bar or a restaurant, and it has apartments. I am lead compliant. There is a noise ordinance in the town at 11, and we have a blasting DJ next door. This is 14 months with this man. My tenants have moved out because of him, and he just said that, and that was a lie, to say that he stopped using the back patio a year ago.
All right,
That
we
is
can't-
not true.
Unfortunately, because it's a disciplinary matter, we can't really get into they already
Okay.
went to a hearing.
So then let's go to the facts.
No, we don't, I can't get into the
Okay.
facts, but if you're you're here to basically say that your property is being affected negatively by his DJ.
Yes.
Okay,
Thank you for your time.
thanks.
Mr. Cesari, with respect to the violation for the lack of a C of O for the back, did they pay a fine for that?
They did not. They,
Dismissed?
it was dismissed because of the prior use. All those fines are for the noise violations that were found and for the unsecured gas tank. I believe it was one of them, was an unsecured gas tank and some signage issues, which have all been corrected. And as for a DJ, my client has a jukebox. The DJ issue were isolated issues, again, that he'd been doing for many years, didn't know he could not do under the license that has existed for 40 years. I've explained to him, it's not on his license, so that is no longer an issue either.
So how do we deal with that? Him using it and disturbing his neighbors?
Well,
Can't you just turn that garbage
it-
down?
and I've spoken to him, and
What does that take? Just to turn it freaking down?
he absolutely understands that, and he's assured me, and he's assuring you that it will be off by 11 p.m., which is the statute.
That's too late.
I'm of the opinion, based on what went on here and the complete lack of respect for the local government, that there's no music outside, in my view. Maybe you can come back next year if everything goes.
Absolutely, that's fine.
I'm for no music.
That is fine. Also, we are putting the outside license in safekeeping until the issues are resolved. I just haven't had an opportunity to, either it'll be held in my license and safekeeping, I'll file the proper paperwork, or it'll be surrendered to the Secretary's Office for safekeeping.
Is this seasonal too?
Outside, the Outback is, yes. It's a permanent license, but it can only be used seasonally.
What are the hours of the place?
What are your hours?
Hours till 4.
Till 4 a.m., yeah, he has hours till 4 a.m. since 1981.
What are you doing about the guy who owns half the business?
He does not. So the gentleman, Mr. Trofa, is actually the,
You're pleading no contest to it.
well, but there's a confusion there. Mr. Trofa was one of the original licensees. He was on the license until 2014. In fact, I have a document from you, Mr. Donahue, that signed off when.
I don't think, so. Not in 2014, you know.
No, what happened is Patrick Bruno passed away, and Anthony Trofa.
I don't see anything in the record here regarding a change of principles.
Well, I have the original from 1991 when Mr. Palladino was added that has Mr. Trofa on the license, and I have Patrick Bruno on the license also. Then at some point, Patrick Bruno and Mr. Trofa removed themselves from the license, and I have the sales agreement where my client in I've just got to look at it quickly.
Do you have documentation from the State Liquor Authority regarding changes of ownership, approvals of changes of?
Yes, I have. Well, I have the 91 one. I have not been able to get the later ones that exist.
Okay, I think there may be a reason for that.
Because they don't.
Well, I have with Mr. Trofa on the license from the State Liquor Authority. So if anything, he'd be on the license, not off the license.
I'm looking at the record we have here, and he's not on the license.
I am holding the corporate change right here. I believe that's your signature on the bottom of it.
I don't think so. When's it dated?
1992.
Okay, I wasn't working for the State Liquor Authority in 1992.
Whoever the secretary is, or signed this is a document from your organization that has Anthony Trofa and Patrick Byrne on the license.
Okay, we'll have to go back and check. I mean, you just said it was my signature.
Well, I
It's not my
thought
signature.
it was your signature.
During one of the renewal periods, he put Mr. Trofa's name on the renewal application.
That would have been the 2016
He
one.
got kickbacks from licensing, and they told him that Mr. Trofa is not a principal. And
So-
then he sent a letter stating that, he just made a mistake.
He made a mistake because
So back in 2016, the licensee knew there was a problem.
Well, he was
Nothing
told,
happened since then.
he was told Mr. Trofa wasn't on the license any longer, so he filled out the paperwork without Mr. Trofa on the license. I don't know why in 2021.
But you're saying he still owns the business.
No, if you're saying there's been no corporate change, then I'm saying he's still.
Does he still own part of the business?
No, he was sold to him. I have the documents that sell it to him.
Well, that's not what was told to Investigator Stravalli when he was there during the most recent inspection.
But Mr. Admiral, by the licensee, right?
Yeah, he said Palladino told Stravalli that Anthony Trofa was a 50% owner of the business. He's listed as a signatory on the licensee's bank account. Why would that be? And also not previously disclosed, which you're now arguing.
I have
Does he
every-
own it or not? Because he clearly has access to the bank account.
No, he doesn't. No, Mr. Palladino, but he doesn't own it. I have the sales
Then
agreement.
why does he have access to the bank account?
Does he have access to the bank account?
Not that I know of.
But you
Are you
told
Palladino?
the
Yes.
Did you have a conversation with Stravalli that you told him this?
I had a
Because I know
conversation-
Charlie Stravalli, and he'd rather lose his left arm than lie to us.
Well, I had a
Better yet, it was
conversation.
on the body cam.
And it's
Right.
recorded.
Right. I had a conversation with the State Liquor Authority with that renewal when it got kicked back. And they told me over the phone, they said, put it in with just your name on it. And that's what I did. It went through, and that's.
And you're
that's
not
where-
answering my question about the bank account.
The bank
Is he on
account,
the bank account or not?
I don't believe he's a signer on that bank account any longer.
Was he ever?
Years ago, yes.
You were told to put it in with just your name because as far as we know, you're the only person who owns the business.
All right, I'm gonna suggest that you go get this straightened out. I mean, we'll work the plea through here. But you better there's gonna be a time limit on when you get this straightened out with them and who owns this place and what the corporate documents are.
Okay,
Right now, we don't, even talking to you, I don't know who owns it.
Well, again, like I said, on every renewal up until 2016, Mr. Trofa is listed on the renewals. And like I said, I do have the corporate change from 1992 where
Then you
he's
gotta send all that
listed.
stuff in, but what I'm telling you is, you're now telling us he doesn't own it. Yeah,
Well,
he's on
from
them.
2016, he doesn't own it.
Then why, and we're gonna need to see the bank records that show he's not a signatory on the account.
That's fine, I have no problem with that. But I'm saying it's.
Where is he? Do you even know him?
Yes, no, I've known him since we.
Where
opened,
is he?
1982, lives in Huntington.
All right.
I mean, I would also need the time.
You
to-
want to adjourn this to get this straightened out, or do you want to do it?
Not knowing where you're headed for a penalty, I think it should be.
Well, I'm not
resol-
gonna cancel.
Right, I think it should be resolved first before you impose.
All
a
right, then
penalty.
put it over for 2 weeks to resolve this.
Anthony Trofa and Pat Bruno and Cliff Abeles were the original owners. I eventually, it was in 1992.
Yes.
Bought out Cliff Abeles.
But that doesn't explain then, if he was still on the renew applications up until 2016, why was his name on there?
You need to get all of the documents for your corporation that we have and give us a timeline about who owns this thing, and if a corporate change needs to be done, do it.
I understand that. I would also need time to foil the state liquor authorities.
You need 9/28 or 9/14?
9/28.
But the other issue is, the only reason why you stopped putting them on the renewal applications is because licensing questioned you about it. And then you
Let
said-
them
And
clear
we
it
make
up.
mistakes. We may have made a mistake. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying, because
Let
the
them clear
documents
it
I
up.
have, I have to get.
We only had one name there, and somebody looked and said, wait a minute, why is this person there?
Right.
But I have 20 renewals that have Mr. Trofa listed.
Right, and the person may not have looked.
9/28.
We're just processing renewals.
All right, 9/28. Get the
Okay.
documents, please.
Sure.
All right, we'll go on a brief recess.
Yes.
All right, we'll be back shortly.
Here, maybe. Donald.
All right, we're back on the record after a brief recess. I'm going to call back 1257 HLYYYA Corporation. As in the interpreter, Ms. Escobar. So
Again, my name is Stephanie Mesa Escobar.
Yesenia Lopez.
So I discussed with Ms. Lopez during the recess. She can't get in contact with her attorney, so I recommend that we hold it over to August 17th so she can at least try to. August 30. Yep, 31st.
Okay.
August 31st?
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you. Sorry about that.
I'm sorry, what time?
So it starts at 10 a.m.
Okay.
And yeah, we'll make sure to request an interpreter again
sounds good.
for you.
Thank
for
you
her.
so much. Have a great day.
Thank you. Have a nice one.
Next is 1260 Luciano Liquor Company, Inc.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. I am James Roerig, appearing for the applicant Luciano Liquor Company, Inc., and appearing with me today is David Santini, the proposed incoming sole principal of the applicant.
You understand what the issue is here, right?
The reason for the hearing,
Well, I mean, just the problems with this application. Normally, a corporate change would be approved, but here you have someone who's applying for a corporate change who was actually availing the license previously.
And who has misrepresented his licensing history to us.
his license, well, he's been employed in this liquor store since it was open.
Yeah, and he was not just employed, he was taking profits from it. The liquor store got charged with availing because he was running it.
Well, he was, I'm not sure what you mean by running it. He's worked in this store for the prior owner, Nicholas Durante, since he opened the store. And when they went to contract, actually first, Mr. Santini had submitted an application for the purchase of a different store in Jefferson Valley. Apparently, there were 2 objections to that store based on other store owners, and that application was disapproved.
Well, that's one of the reasons it was disapproved.
The other reason was because he lied on the application.
No, that's not true.
He falsely stated in that application that he had no prior license history when he had in fact held a package store previously.
We were here last time, I had a different lawyer, and he advised me this, it was 20 years and people didn't have to put it on a license.
Well, that's only one of your problems. That's the first problem. The next problem is you were a principal at S&S Wine and Spirits along with a man named Dominic Servideo, and you applied for a package store license at this location that you're applying for now in 2017. That application was withdrawn.
That was due to the fact
because
that...
Mr. Servideo could not produce a
Correct.
certificate.
That's correct.
You apply for 3 licenses under S&S Wine and Spirits.
Correct.
And you didn't mention any of those applications when you filed this application.
That was actually my error. I
He
prepared...
he signed the personal
Yes, he did.
questionnaire, not you.
Yes. I included the previous license that he had from that first package store
But
20 years ago.
None of the 3 disapproved licenses. You didn't disclose those.
No, the second 2 we did.
And
Yeah,
then
when we did the amended...
then we
I
get
did
to the
amended.
availing. The application in February 2018 was disapproved in May of 2018 because of he failed to explain what happened to Dominic Servidio's shares in the corporation, because apparently you just made them disappear, but we don't know whether he got bought out or what. And an investigation found that both Santini and Servideo had been availing the current license, meaning this license, at the location for approximately 6 months.
Okay, next one, talk.
Yeah.
We had a temporary license that lasted till Valentine's Day. When that would have expired, we didn't get approved yet. That expired. The previous owner, Nicky Durante, was supposed to come back and take over the store. He didn't come back for a month, so we ran it as we always ran it.
You can't. First of all, if you had a temporary
That's why he
license,
got
the other
fined.
license must have been in safekeeping, right?
Yes, it was,
Yes.
correct.
So did you ever go pull it out of
Well,
safekeeping?
that was his stuff, but that wasn't my responsibility.
So the license was still in safekeeping, but you continued to run
You
it?
guys fined him.
No, I don't know if there was a temporary.
Yes.
Yeah, there was a
application was
temporary issued.
No, there's a temporary.
That was the temporary that was issued in connection with the application that was withdrawn because of Servidio's prior felony conviction. But Santini continued working.
No, this is that's the second application was withdrawn. We're talking about the third application from SNS, okay? Where the investigators found that they were availing the license.
But that was that month.
Which he just admitted to.
They were both working there.
Well, he just said they kept running the business because the other guy didn't come back. That's an availing.
Well, running the business or
I
working,
understand that.
basically, they were working it, and
Did they have a
Durante.
temp?
Let me go check.
Why would we give somebody a temp that had been misrepresenting everything?
Mistakes happen. Or so I've been told.
The temp was issued.
It's a mess.
There was a temp in place
Must have been
for
in
the,
2017, perhaps?
hold on. Right, for the 2017 application,
Right.
for the
Well, the one they availed is 2018.
right, but no, but it, oh yeah, hold on for a second here, yeah, they were availing the third application. The temporary was for the second application.
So they were using the temp on the second
No,
application?
no, they didn't have it.
Well, they-
They didn't have it.
No.
It was
He
the
was
same
just working
location.
Yeah.
Okay, so they filed in 2017. That gets denied January 2018. The temp for that one.
I believe that was withdrawn. That was the one where Servideo
Yes, so what
was,
we have it gets disapproved because it was
Right.
withdrawn.
Mhm.
Then the second application is filed. All right? Second application was filed actually before, no, I'm sorry. So the ST gets filed, that gets withdrawn, and then the next application gets filed like a month after the withdrawal.
And they kept operating there was no temp.
And it was just, right, so, yes.
right, there was no temp. Servideo had resigned. Servideo was no longer in connection, was no longer involved with this corporate entity.
But
And
there
we
was no
submitted-
temp and they were
So
operating.
let me go back and
The
find the,
temp ended at
let me go back for
Valentine's
the,
Day.
the-
I guess
It
investigation.
didn't
No,
end
that
on
was the first
Valentine's
one.
Day. It ended when your application that was associated with the temp got withdrawn. That's when it ended.
In
No, I'm talking about the,
Yes.
I'm talking about the date on the temp.
I know, but when your application is denied, which it was when you withdrew it, it was denied. You can't keep operating.
Well,
But-
except it's been running for 4 years.
Mr. Chairman, he was working there. He had
It
worked there
doesn't
for
matter.
8
It
years.
doesn't matter. The other license is in safekeeping. His temp goes up in smoke and he's running a liquor store with no license. Were you buying alcohol from the wholesalers?
Under the previous owner's license.
Oh, because they wouldn't know the temp was withdrawn because it
Yeah.
expired in February. So when it
No,
expired in
Durante.
February is when you couldn't
Then-
buy.
then he's- well,
You
that
couldn't.
is-
No, you couldn't buy alcohol anymore. Is what happened, and then he came back and got his out of safekeeping.
Right.
I guess technically, yes.
Durante took over the store,
came back to
but he continued, Santini continued working there as he had for 8 years.
I wasn't interested.
And where is the other guy that owned this originally?
Nicky Durante,
Yeah.
he's still in Brewster, on SSC.
He's not involved in the store any further.
Who's running it now?
Anthony Santavici, he's
That's who you're
Luciano.
buying it from?
That's the corporate change, yeah, from Anthony to David Santini. As I said, David has worked there since the store was open. The Anthony Santavicia, the principal of the current owner, Luciano Liquor Company. He's also an electrician, so he's been doing both. He feels that he can't really keep up with both, therefore, the application for the corporate change so that David can step in his shoes as the sole principal.
He applied for the license there. When he didn't get it, this other entity got the license, and he's been working as manager ever since, the entire time.
I get it.
Yeah, he's working there as a W-2 employee.
All right, I don't, whatever you guys want to do with this tonight.
Members ready to vote?
Yeah, I'm ready to vote. I don't know what I'm
Who
going
wants
to
to
do.
go first? Fan.
It's gonna be my what the hell for the summer. I'm gonna vote to approve.
Commissioner Ford?
It's like who was on first and but I'm going to go with Commissioner Fan and make this my what the hell for the day.
And Chairman Bradley.
I'm just going to deny because there's a tangled web you've woven here that I just don't know what was been going on for the last 5 years, but it's clear now that it's in your hands, which I think was your goal in the first place, so you got it. Good luck.
I love the business.
I would suggest going forward that whatever you apply with us, that you try to be as honest as you can.
I've learned, I understand, it's like technicalities.
Good luck.
He keeps filing applications.
Yeah. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, next is 1216 Sunnyside Minimart Inc.
A concert outside or something?
Yeah. They want you to come out and play the bass.
So what's before us?
Can you put your name on the record?
Muhammad A. Khan.
Oh, I see. It's okay.
So what's before us is to rescind cancellation?
Yes, and then to accept 1,000. I'll accept.
I'm good with that.
1,000.
Good luck.
The reconsideration
Is granted and accept 1,000.
All right. Thank you. I will get in a mail.
Yeah, you'll get something in the mail.
All right. Thanks for coming.
I'm allowed now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Say that again?
Reinstated already?
Yeah, you're reinstated. Yeah, because he was.
Hold on.
Hold on.
He was a cancel.
Well, I don't think we canceled it though, did we?
I think that was the
You
response.
imposed cancellation bond after the license.
No, had we imposed the cancellation or
I'm
not?
checking.
Yeah, just hold on.
No, there's still a, once you pay the $1,000, okay, then the license will be reactivated in your house. So the sooner you get that paid.
I can pay today, it's possible.
This is what happened.
You need to
would
talk
have
to him.
It would have to go to me. Because it has
Yeah,
to go
it has to be sent to
It
Albany.
has to be sent to Albany. So if you want to go ahead and send the $1,000 today and get it in the mail as quickly as possible.
Certified check or money order?
Certified check or money order for.
A question pertaining to the underlying reason for his arrest?
Yeah.
Does he need address?
He needs the address.
His reason for his arrest.
If there's anything I can quickly give to him.
So I just wanted to ask him if he was arrested as a result of the untaxed cigarettes at that location.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Question. You were arrested for untaxed cigarettes, is that correct? Was that because you were selling the untaxed cigarettes at the Sunnyside location?
Also,
What's the?
I think he might have something else going on with his. He might be bringing up.
Oh, those in the garage, okay. Okay.
What's the
Very
zip
good.
code?
All right, thank you.
12206? Hold on.
It's 12210.
All right, so you send a certified check, money order, something like that, to that address, okay? Right, you send it like overnight mail, right? And once they get it, then the license will be returned to you. Yes, put your license number, yeah. License number and case number if you have it.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Next is 12:50.
No,
Yep. Whoa. Yeah, we're back on a recess. We'll be back shortly.
No, don't, just keep us on. She'll be here shortly.
Right, next up is 12:54, Pinto Restaurant Group LLC.
Hi, Jody Ruddy, representative.
Hold on 1 second. We're just going to wait
Oh,
for the
sorry.
other permission.
Didn't mean to step on your job duties.
Fine.
Is that a DJ or a band?
But it's a band.
The band.
Let's get going here. I want to see it.
12:54.
Okay.
All right, go ahead, ma'am.
Jody Ruddy, representative. Just to give you a quick background, this original file was submitted in 2020, and the landlord at the time was not being cooperative with giving us a lease, and so we missed the deficiency of the 30-day, and we were told to withdraw that entire application and just resubmit everything the same way, and we would be approved, which is, we haven't a new landlord and everything is better. I mean, he wants to evict the clients right now because they can't afford to pay.
Did somebody actually tell you that if it was resubmitted, it would be approved?
Well, that was like a 30-day thing, and then they told, that was the last deficiency we had. We had prior.
No. You said you were told to refile the application and it would be approved. Did somebody actually tell you that once it was refiled, it would be approved?
Well, with the new lease, they were saying that lease at that time was not,
What
appropriate.
he's getting at, no one in our agency would tell you you're going to be approved automatically.
Oh, no. Just to resubmit everything.
Yes, that I'm sure
withdraw.
you were told. Okay.
Yes. And both times we were told.
So what is this?
It's a wine and beer.
No, it's a restaurant though.
Oh, yes, a restaurant. There's no
And
music.
you're the rep.
Yes.
And he's the owner.
Yes.
What's his name? Can you put your name on the record?
Franklin Pinto?
Did you say no music?
I don't believe we put music
He
down.
put
Yeah, you did.
Recorded music and DJ.
Okay, no, we're not having a DJ.
Is he aware of the, well, I guess that was an availing revocation,
Right.
so.
But the person who was the availer is the person who's the lender.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
Do you know that, the guy who lent you the money for this?
That was
Is that who you're gonna pay monthly?
Luzvin, they're saying, that the note you have with Luzvin to pay him monthly for the purchase.
Do you know that guy? You borrowed money from the former owner, right?
Yes.
How, are you friends with him, or is it just, how'd you find this place?
Friends.
In the microphone.
Yes, we're friends.
You realize
He's the reason why the place was canceled.
yeah, he couldn't get a license there.
Right.
Does he work there now? Is he gonna work with you?
No.
No.
Why are you opening a restaurant in Spring Valley?
I want to try, open up another business.
You see, what makes us suspicious here is that he's trying to get back into business. So you got to convince us otherwise that this is your interest and your business venture, and he's just loaning you the money. And you're not acting as a front for him, being honest about it.
No, he's definitely gonna be working there a lot, staying at the restaurant. He still has his irrigation business, but he's just an owner and he doesn't have to do the actual labor. So he has laborers and he's gonna be there.
Is that irrigation business in Stamford, Connecticut?
Yes.
So how long a drive is that? From Spring
It's like
Valley?
35, 40 minutes.
So you're going to hire a manager?
Yes,
Stands, he'd need a personal questionnaire for that manager to be approved, correct?
yes, exactly. But right now they're closed because they couldn't, keep the business
You're not
going.
operating yet.
No, not right now.
Who's the chef?
Who's the chef? Do you have one right now? They don't have one right now.
You don't have a chef?
No, he's been closed for a couple of months because obviously the rent was just too high. The landlord's working with us. He said if we get the liquor license, he will reinstate, tell us what to pay monthly because they owe him money.
Who owes who money?
The tenant owns landlord money because he couldn't afford, so he gave us an offer of lower monthly. I talk to the landlord almost every week, and he's giving us this last chance to get the license, otherwise he's gonna evict them.
What is the hour?
Like 11 to 9.
9 p.m.?
Yes.
Personal questionnaire.
And it's background music only?
Yes.
Okay, I think, Donald, we're good.
Okay.
Commissioner Fan?
So I'm going to vote to approve with the following conditions. Midnight across the board, recorded background music only, no DJs, no dancing, no promoters, no private events, no security guard, manager to be hired, and need to file personal questionnaire for an experienced manager, please.
Commissioner Ford?
I'll approve under all the same conditions.
And Chairman?
I will as well. Good luck.
Great, thank you.
Next is 1205 La Mesita Restaurant, Inc.
Hi, members, sorry. This is Aurelia Tavares. I'm here for one day for an adjournment for La Mesita Restaurant, Inc. I'm requesting an adjournment on behalf of John Springer. He applied for, he just got this matter on Monday, but he's flying out, so. 8:31 is perfect, great. And then I have the next one as well.
That's okay with Commissioner Ford and Chairman?
Yeah, I'll tell you something else. I noticed there was no pictures of the dining area for the restaurant that I noticed.
I'm not on this license. I'll note it and send it to him.
That may well be conditions of approval. Oftentimes the photos are conditions of approval.
All right.
I'll
The
let
next
him know.
one is 1238 61 Billard and Snooker Lounge, Inc.
He replaced the batteries on the smoke detector, and we're requesting a letter of warning. Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Yep, you too.
Bye.
Next is 1221 La Boom, Inc.
Good afternoon, members. Ben Savitsky of Bernstein, Rado, and Savitsky. I'm here for La Boom, Inc. This is a request for reconsideration of a disciplinary matter, specifically the penalty imposed. This is Pedro Zamora. He is the principal of La Boom, Inc. The reason that we're requesting reconsideration is twofold. One, licensee now has the documented support of the local police precinct, the 114th precinct in Queens. They have said that they have no problem with the method of operation. They think that La Boom is an asset to the neighborhood. We also have the support of some elected officials and various community organizers who all say the same thing, that La Boom is a benefit to the neighborhood. They do great things. Pedro and La Boom organize events for the neighborhood. Additionally,
I don't think anybody said otherwise.
Can I just, what is the method of operation? Because they were approved for one thing, but the community board stipulation says something else.
They operate a nightclub.
No. The application was for live bands, period.
Yes.
I know the community board stip talks about recorded music, karaoke, DJ, but that's not what was approved. It's just live bands.
Live bands,
Okay.
yes.
I mean, I don't think anybody denied that he did good things for the community.
So I guess
My problem, was that there was a list of violent incidents that occurred over the period of time, and they all occurred between 2 and 4,
So-
including, for the record, an off-duty police officer being shot and almost dying, who then returned fire and killed someone else.
Right. We're completely aware of that. What we're requesting reconsideration of is just the penalty. In that, if we're forced to close at 2 a.m., and I didn't want to get into this unless reconsideration was granted, if we're forced to close at 2 a.m. daily, the business is going to shut down. It cannot survive as a nightclub at 2 a.m. daily. What we're proposing is that we would close at 2 a.m. during the week and keep our 4 a.m. on the weekends. Additional security, Pedro can talk about all that. And
Those 4 hours are life or death.
Pardon me?
Those 4 hours a week are life or death to you. Is that
Yeah,
what you're
but
telling us?
can I say something?
Oh, go ahead.
Just one more thing. So the 114th Police Precinct, who you would expect to be the one who is saying you got to close this place down.
Listen, and I'm not going to say anything bad about the New York City Police Department because I worked with them for years, but there are many, many angles that come at them. And sometimes when they're supporting something, it doesn't necessarily mean that we need to. Because our job up here is obviously the safety of the public. They might not have a problem with their operations. I don't have a problem with his operation. I have a problem with his operation after 2 a.m.
Right.
Because it's not just that people started getting hurt. Look, he's been around since 2009.
Yeah.
All this stuff started happening in 2008, 17. And it's escalating. It's getting worse to the extent that now that you have, like I said, a shootout in the parking lot.
Right.
We have people getting slashed. No one's denying that he's got a charitable heart and that he gives back to the community. I'm not even saying the place is bad. I'm saying it's bad after 2.
Right. I think part of the issue, and we can get into this, is in front of the premises because everybody has been letting out at the same time.
No, it's not just in front. Somebody got slashed in the place. We went through. They referred. Thank God, the police department referred all these incidents to us, but it went from February 2019 all the way through this year, and a lot of it occurred inside.
Some of it occurred inside. I have the list of everything that happened, and there were things that happened inside. They've noticed that the problem has been outside, and how they're going to address that inside and outside is 1, by hiring more security officers, 2, by stopping bottle service at a certain time, 3, by ending the main act, the headliner, earlier so that people have more time to exit, so that the security can actually control individuals who are exiting. And then outside, I know this does not sound like it's very important, but Pedro has made this clear to me. There have been food trucks that have lined up outside. And when everybody exits, they're waiting for food, and it causes incidences. Pedro has been able to move the food trucks away. People are no longer waiting there. Pedro has worked with the NYPD to close down the street in front for the last hour of operation so that cars are not sitting there waiting.
Why does that have to happen?
I'm sorry?
Why does the New York City Police Department have to close a street so that a bar can shut?
Well, they're closing it for the benefit of them so that they're not devoting their resources to it.
That's the point I'm making.
But the police department, if you look at the letter from the 114th precinct, and I know what you said about it, they're saying that they're not wasting resources on this place. They like the place. They like the method of operation. Pedro, do you want to say something?
If I may.
They got phone calls.
I apologize for anything that we have caused, and I see the issues. I want to point out, first of all, that shooting happened more than half a block, almost a half a block, and it was a robbery to one of our customers. It wasn't people that were in this police officer was our customer, and okay, so as you know, robberies are happening everywhere in the city. It's not only my fault. These are not problems that have happened inside of my building.
But the escalation is what the problem is. Initially, it was somebody got slapped in the face. Then it went to people getting punched. Then it went to somebody getting slashed in the face, all the way up to the ultimate thing, the shootout in the parking lot. And as Commissioner Ford pointed out, not everyone, but 95% of those incidents occurred between 2:20 and 4 a.m. None of them are happening at 11 or 12. None of them are happening at 1.
Well, New York time, I mean, in New York City, nobody comes out, before 11:30, I mean, as you know. But I want to, I would like to point out what we have done, and as you
No,
can see.
I'm sure you did a lot. I recognize that you're gonna add security. You've been willing to add security to the parking lot. I recognize all of that. All I'm trying to do is take the temperature down of the place.
I will, and I guarantee you that.
I don't know that you can, but I know one way that, in my view, that you can is if it shuts earlier. And
that's putting us out of
and once
business.
and I'm not saying permanently.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I did a physical inspection of the location, Chairman Bradley, for him. I actually did. I don't know why he didn't tell me he was going to be here today. I think that it is a life-ending to close
Did you file a notice of appearance?
No, I'm
So
speaking on.
He has a lawyer. I'm not getting multiple lawyers up here.
No, what I'm doing is trying to help you, just a physical assessment of the location, which I don't think that,
You're a lawyer. You can't give me a physical assessment.
no,
of
no,
the location.
because I'm speaking with, sometimes you have people in opposition or people supporting this request. I'm here to support the request as even just a bystander. By saying that I did do a physical inspection of the location. He does things that are extraordinary at this location. He has security on the back and front, but
We are aware of the fact that he is very good with his security, that he has increased it. I don't need you to tell me that. What I do know is that it has become more violent.
no, I understand. We've had this discussion. What I asked him to do is today, when he came here today, is we're not asking for 4 a.m. every night of the week, only Friday, Saturday.
I know what they're asking for. Their lawyer actually said that.
Thank you, I appreciate the help.
This is, like, as you can see, Mr. Chairman, that, in the last 3-4 months, we have taken all these measures. I went through a lot during the pandemic. I had to, all my, usual, the managers and most of the key employees, they left during the pandemic. I had to hire, new people, new management. And in the last, that's with, including the new security company. And then that happened the last 7 to 8 months, that we started operation back in the end of July.
I'll vote to reconsider, but here, you're gonna wish that you didn't do this. I will give you till 3, but I am telling you right now, if I'm still sitting here and something happens, it'll be a summary suspension, because you've now been warned. To me, it's an extremely violent place. And if something else happens, it's going to be shut permanently, and you're going to lose everything. Right now, what I'm asking you to do is take the temperature down until 2 a.m. and then come back in a year, and you get your 4 a.m. as long as you don't have any problems. But what you're now doing is putting your neck on the line. If you think that's worth it,
It's just that, if I shut down at 2 a.m., I mean, nobody comes out in New York, before 11:30.
I'm just telling you that you are now creating a situation that if something, look, you have a long history here in the last 4 years, and that it's going to get significantly longer when you take this plea. There's no more history after this. This is the end of your adverse history, because people have now died.
But it was a robbery that I had nothing to do.
Yeah, but you had no security in the parking lot.
Yes, we did, sir. As a matter of fact, that cop that was shot is still alive because of this gentleman here and his life supporting people.
I mean,
That's why he's still alive.
Sometimes places with all the security in the world are just violent, and that's what yours has turned into.
That's the crowd you're bringing in. Oh, you've had, in this year alone, between beginning of the year and March, 3 months into the year, 176 911 calls. 176 in 3 months.
Now, I don't care if the New York Police Department tells me they don't care that there's 176 911 calls. I care, because that's somebody calling for an emergency. And that means it's at your licensed premise, and there should not be emergencies regularly at a licensed premise. 176 calls means there's one every other day.
And many of those, or the majority of those calls, sir, are calls that we don't let people in. We're searching everybody to their feet and everything because of the violence in the city.
What do you guys want to do with this?
I'm with you.
I was,
thinking
honestly, I was
3 a.m.
thinking 3 a.m. For Friday and Saturday for now as well.
All right.
But that's a short rope for you, sir.
The authority's telling you that if we come back here, they're going to suspend the license and possibly cancel.
We're gonna be close if we don't, if we go to 2 a.m.
As long as you understand the risk.
I mean, if you're, that really probably is something you should evaluate. If you're making so much of your money between 2 and 4, that's where your problems start.
Right.
Yeah, but we have proven, sir, that by changing the method of operation the last 3 or 4 months, it has de-escalated a lot. I mean, we haven't had one phone call, one visit by the police, and you can see that we haven't had it.
Even if a nightclub that we took, if we, like he said, if you were gonna, we were gonna take 4 hours away a week of your business, and you're telling me you can't operate because 4 hours disappeared, that's a problem. That means your business model doesn't make sense.
Part of the issue is that you can't get bands to play there if they're not able to play until 3 o'clock in the morning. They're not going to come and they're not going to stop at 1 o'clock in the morning because there are other places.
Well, we didn't say 1, we said 2, but.
I played in bands for like 30 years, and if I didn't have to play till 2 o'clock in the morning, nothing would make me happier. So, I don't know who's dying to play till 2 or 3 in the morning.
Those are the upstate bands.
I've never known any.
But I'll go
bands that
3,
were-
we'll go, so we'll reconsider, we'll go to 3 a.m., 25,000.
That's Friday and Saturday. at
Yes,
3.
and then security in the parking lot every night.
I don't see anything since the early this year, so I'm hoping that the changes that you've implemented are starting to have
Yes.
some effect. You also might want to consider maybe stop serving alcohol like around 1:30 or 2 o'clock.
Oh, that's not gonna work.
That defeats the purpose of staying open, doesn't it? All right.
Just let the band play.
All right.
You'll get a new
Good luck, sir.
letter with the
Thank
terms.
you.
So that's what we can do. 3 o'clock, 25,000, 2 guards security guards in the parking lot every night.
We're already doing that.
Okay, good
We're
luck.
already been doing that. Thank you.
Another matter.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next is 1224, Go Brands Inc.
So Ben Savitsky again. This is a charge of a non-bona fide. After the investigation, members of the licensee actually met with representative of the State Liquor Authority. They went through their method of operation, and I believe that.
Yes, that's
Yes,
I'm assuming this is all stopped.
Yes.
We have a whole protocol now where information is sent in from council. I review it for each store, and then we okay the issuance of the.
All right, so I'll accept.
Thank
Are we
you.
doing 1275 as well?
Yeah. 1275 is also Go, or is GB license LLC.
Okay. I'll accept.
Yes,
Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
Jonathan, is there anyone else? All right. Thank y'all. All right, so 1190 is an offer of 6,500.
Accept.
1192 and 93 is an offer of 7,000.
Withdraw number 3, I'll go to 4,000.
4,000 and withdraw 3.
4,000.
1194 is a not guilty, went to hearing.
I'll go to 1,000.
Sustain both charges 1,000.
Which one was that, 1194?
Yes.
1,000.
1196, not guilty, went to
I thought
hearing.
this was interesting, the defense, that the guy was tasting the food.
Yeah.
Letter of warning. I meant letter of warning.
Dismiss 1, sustain 2, letter of warning.
Letter of warning.
1198 is an offer of 4,500.
4,500.
Accept.
1199 is an offer of 6,000.
6,000.
6,000.
1,200 is an offer of 2,500.
2,500.
Accept.
1201 is an offer of 1,000.
Why is this at 1,000? This
Because
is
it
a
took
risk.
ATAP training.
So
They
if
took
the
ATAP. Okay.
cashier had the ATAC before the sale, then the penalty is limited to $1,000.
But that makes no sense. Okay.
By law.
That's the law.
That's why it makes no sense.
If you take the class and you still didn't do it,
Yes.
we will give you a credit.
Yes.
Sure. Good.
But since I drafted that law, so it may
right,
not make
Donald,
any sense, but it's,
You drafted it.
1202, 03, and 04 is
Cancel and
offer
bond.
cancel.
So there, can we add a case to this that's out there, or do we need to just bring it to the board? 149816 is also hanging out there.
hanging out
should
there
go
in
back
one
to
in one
council.
sentence.
Should we go back to council?
You want it to go back to council, Mike?
Yes.
All right, send it back to council to add that other case.
1207 is a new grocery store beer license.
I had some questions, but I don't know. Do you?
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Okay, I'll just vote to approve then.
You bought the store, previous license set up for
Yep,
fish.
I approve.
1217 is an offer of 6,500.
6,500.
6,500.
1217? Yes.
Yes.
I'll accept.
1218 is an offer of 6,500.
Take 65.
1219 is a no contest default at pleading.
I'm sorry, 7,000.
7,000.
7,000, yes.
Didn't he had a private one, didn't he?
No contest default at, or 1220 is a no contest default at pleading.
Cancel on bond.
Cancel and bond.
Cancel and bond.
1222 is an offer of 3,000.
3,000.
3,000.
Accept.
1223 is an offer of 9,000.
I'm at least at 12
Okay,
or more than that.
I'll go to 12.
I'll go to 12. I thought
600 911 calls in 2
Yeah.
years.
I thought that was low.
All right, 12,000.
12,000.
1225 is an offer of 6,000.
6,000.
Accept.
Commissioner Ford.
For a second sale to minor?
Yes.
Well,
19.
this is, well, there's a pending sale to minors. Yeah, it's technically their second sale to minor
Accept.
chronologically.
All right, accept.
1227 and 1228 is an offer of 6,000.
Counter at 10.
Counter at 10.
Commissioner Ford.
10.
1229 is an offer of 1,500.
15.
1,500.
1,500 accept.
1230 is an offer of cancel and bond.
Cancel and bond.
Cancel and
Cancel and
bond.
bond accept.
1231 and 32 is an offer of 15,000.
Withdraw charges 1 and 3 in the second proceeding. I'll accept 15,000.
No letter of mitigation in this, is there?
15,000.
I'll take 15,000.
1233 is a no contest default at pleading.
7,000.
7,000.
7,000.
1234 is an offer of 7,000.
Accept 7,000.
Accept 7,000.
1235 is a no contest.
1,500.
1,500.
1,500.
1237 is an offer of 6,000.
6,000.
6,000.
4,000.
1239 and 40 is an offer of 2,500.
2,500.
2,500.
Accept.
1241 is an offer of 1,000.
1,000.
1,000.
1,000.
1242 is an offer of 15,000.
15,000.
15,000.
15,000.
1243 is a no contest default at hearing.
Cancel and bond.
Cancel and bond.
Cancel and bond.
1244 is an offer of cancel and bond.
Cancel and bond.
Accept, cancel and bond.
Cancel and bond.
1245 is a new on-premises liquor application.
This has been held over so many times.
It was just one time it was held over to today for the applicant.
To appear.
Right, because the applicant's attorney was here, the applicant's attorney requested the adjournment.
So they didn't, so 831?
Which
No,
one
we
is
didn't
this
get
now?
one for today.
12:45.
I know.
As far as I know, we didn't get
Deny it.
another.
Deny it?
Oh,
All right.
shit, where's 12:45?
You sure? All right,
Yeah,
vote
they
to
can
deny.
ask for a recount.
Okay.
So deny.
Yes.
1248 is a no contest default at pleading.
I'm 1248. I'm at 15,000.
Apparently, Lisa made several attempts to contact the licensee.
Yeah, Lisa was
15,000.
going to give more information.
15,000. Commissioner Ford.
Yes.
1255 is a new on-premises liquor application.
I have questions for this guy too.
I don't know. Do you want to hold it over or just deny?
I'm gonna deny it.
Okay.
The applicant lives in Patterson, New Jersey, which
Yeah,
is
that's-
3 full hours away.
Same thing I wrote down.
What number was that again, please?
1255.
Deny.
Deny. 1256 is a new on-premises liquor application.
There's just not enough information. I'm gonna vote to deny.
Deny.
Committee of Board did not explain their.
No, but they do oppose it, so the person should have come in to explain it.
Yeah.
Deny.
1258 is a no contest default at pleading.
7,000.
7,000.
1259 is a new package store application.
The next store is 16 miles away, so I'm gonna find public convenience and advantage. I'm gonna vote to approve.
Approve.
In the scenic downtown metropolis of Ellenberg Depot, approved.
1262 is an offer of 1500.
1500.
1,500.
1,500, accept.
1263 is an offer of 2500.
2,500.
Accept.
1264 is a no contest default.
6,000.
6,000.
6,000.
1265 is a no contest.
3,500.
3,500.
3,500.
1266 and 67 is an offer of 5,000.
I'm gonna counter at 10.
10.
Commissioner Ford.
10.
1268 is an offer of 500.
I'm gonna counter at 10. Counter at 1,000.
1,000.
1,000.
1269 is a no contest default at pleading.
I'm at 2,000.
2,000.
2,000.
1270 is a no contest default at pleading.
3,500.
3,500.
3,500.
1271 is a offer of cancel and $1,000
Cancel and
fine.
bond.
Cancel and fine.
Cancel and fine. It's the offer.
One fine.
That's fine. $1,000.
1271,
Yes.
Yeah.
accept.
1272 is an offer of cancel and bond.
Cancel and bond.
Cancel and bond.
1273 is a not guilty went to hearing.
Dismiss 1, 3, and 4. I'm at 1,000.
1,000.
1,000.
1274 is a not guilty went to hearing.
Dismiss number 2. 2,000.
2,000.
2,000.
1276 is a no contest default at hearing or pleading.
No food, fire extinguisher records.
Sustain 1, 2, and 3. I'm at 1,500.
1,500.
1,500.
1278 is a report of litigation.
Yeah, we're not appealing it.
Yep, that's
My
fine.
mistake. And the
Oh,
judge
my
called
mistake.
me on it.
So 1279 is an action. It's not a notice of adoption, but it's
Oh, this is very important.
this is for
Trafficking
Yes.
language.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'll approve it as written.
Approve
No,
as
you're
written.
you're just authorizing the publication.
Authorizing
Authorizing.
publication.
Commissioner Ford.
Authorizing the publication is
All right.
written.
I got nothing else, Chairman.
Nope, we're done.
All right.
Thank
Meeting
you.
adjourned.
Thank you.
So that sale to minor stuff?